For the final time in 2025, we are gearing up for the NTT INDYCAR season. And what a year it's been.
Mention that another one hits the wall. And that is a deep cut.
All sorts of chaos. Oh, crash! Oh, my goodness.
The first INDYCAR season on Fox hit the top of the charts. Now it's time to drop the needle and let the rubber hit the road.
Let the rubber hit the needle indeed. Welcome to Music City and the Grand Prix to begin with. This is it then, the last race of the season. We've zigzagged across America. It's round 17, the championship is decided. But hell, it's going to be a hell of a race. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box for the last INDYCAR race of 2025. It's only been 6 months and Alex Palou is already a champion for a fourth time. Well, we've got one more race to deal with at the Nashville Oval for the Music City Grand Prix. I'm Joshua Burton. Alongside me in the commentary box is Josh Turner and JT. Here we go again then. What an absolute amazing atmosphere we've had. Got about 45 minutes to the green flag and it's been a hell of a year.
It has been. Hello everyone. Once again, if you've been following us across the day here on JB Motorsports on YouTube and on Twitch, and well, it's the end of another INDYCAR season. Ending earlier than what some people like it to be ending, but it is what it is. We just have to deal with it. Some seasons end earlier than others. And well, even though it's been a short season, it's been an incredible season. It started off as Alex Palou domination on everything except street courses, then Carl Kirkwood domination on street courses, but it's turned out to be an amazing season, as I keep saying, if you look past the person on top.
Yeah, it really has. It's been consistently good, consistently operational, and it has been a wild season. But let's check in then with what it has really been, the wild card, and go back throughout the season.
Car on Fox era is off and running. Alex Palou was on fire early, but Kyle Kirkwood had a few tricks up his sleeve. In Indianapolis, a rookie took the pole for the first time in 42 years, and Palou finally taking the brickyard. Pato O'Ward made a push for the title, but in Portland, Team Penske ended their troubles with a victory, as Palou claimed another trophy.
The year belongs to Palou. The Astor Challenge Cup is the sterling silver trophy that will be awarded to Alex Palou. That ceremony coming up after the race. We're going to talk more about him, but what else has stood out this season for you?
I mean, for me, it's been some of these rookie drivers coming out. We got these established guys winning races, fighting for the championship, but whether it's drivers like Christian Rasmussen getting his first win, David Malucas fighting for a top ride, Rinus VeeKay kind of reinvigorating his young career, a lot of young talent showing a lot of promise.
And one guy's won away with the championship, of course, but south of that, 16 drivers on the podium this year. As James said, so many young guns fighting to be a part of the conversation. We could see another first-time winner here today.
Alex Palou starting in row 2. We're getting closer to the start of today's race. Our trio of reporters standing by. They've covered Indy all season long, and today they'll finish things up. Let's go around the track, starting with Georgia Henneberry. Georgia?
Well, thank you, Chris. Coming up later in the show, we're going to talk to Pato O'Ward, who has had a career season. 2 wins, 10 top 5s, and he is going to lead the field to green. He has the personality, he has the skill, and like I said, he's going to lead that field to green. We'll talk to him soon. Kevin.
Georgia, one of the biggest stories and surprises this season has been Team Penske. A disastrous season, statistically their worst this century. We'll detail it and talk to Will Power, the winningest driver in team history, who might be entering his final race with the team. Now to Jack Harvey.
Thank you, Kevin. I am right at the front of the grid, standing next to our 2-seater IndyCar, who is going to be passenger today for Dave Portnoy, our newest colleague at Fox Sports. We can't wait to talk to him a little bit later on the grid walk. Chris.
Thank you. We'll have those stories and more from Townsend and Hinch. Plus, sit down with the champ. Later in the show, our Will Buxton will do what nobody else could do all season long. Let's catch up with Alex Palou. We're glad to have you watching the IndyCar pre-race show live from Nashville.
Fantastic to see so many people down on the
And me and JT are situated, ready to get going as well up here in the commentary box. Here's a look at our new graphic that we've spent 17 races trying to decide whether to use as well. But JT and me had the idea earlier on. You can now see the spotter's guide, their past performances, the grid and pit boxes all on that graphic. So during this pre-race segment, you've got something to look at. JT, it really is a wild situation. A wild party coming through, but what's been your moment of the season? Because there has been just quite a couple of unusual races this year.
And we cannot look past the absolute masterclass which was Tremor in Indianapolis for the pole on the Indy 500. And well, yes, we don't like the domination, but Alex Palou as well. Cole Kirkwood, he was able to do it once. What shocked us, I think, was he was able to do it twice.
Yeah, and I think that was the moment of the season for me personally, the fact that he could do it twice. It was that old Chloe Kelly, it was so nice, we had to do it twice mentality that was flying through around the area as well. So I'm certainly going to be looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the final race of the day. Are you thinking anything that we could be seeing? Well, maybe another winner, an accident maybe as well. It's a fast circuit. Remember here only a couple of weeks ago with NASCAR. It's a circuit that really does push the drivers to the limits.
Yes, it is. And well, Nashville Super Speedway, I keep saying it, not a super speedway. It is an intermediate circuit, and that is official NASCAR track. It is an intermediate, not a super speedway, but it has super speedway in the name, but it's not. Simple as that. Yeah. This race has been good. Of course, we came back here last year for the first time in multiple years, over 10 years. And it was an alright race, wasn't it?
It was an alright race, I think that's the perfect way to describe it. It was A-OK, good battle, good strange atmosphere, but everyone seemed to enjoy it, everyone seemed to love it, and that's just the way sometimes that IndyCar goes. Let's head back over to Chris and the team.
Shot to challenge Palou for the series championship. Still, he's in line for his best ever IndyCar season. He's standing by with our Georgia Henneberry. Georgia?
Chris, just as you said, a fan favorite, as we just saw, Pato O'Ward. It's been a career year for you. 2 wins on the season. You have a chance for 3 today. Take a reflection on the season for me.
It's been great. I gotta give my thanks to everybody at our McLaren, Team Chevy. It's been a great weekend so far here in Nashville to end the season. It's the best qualifying that we've had for the team. And yeah, we wanna make it a good one. We want to go and stay where we are, which is P1.
Go get him, Pato.
What else can he do? Thank you very much. And yeah, that's what we're discussing here on the set. What else can he do? He's on the pole. He's never won from the pole, by the way. It's on his checklist to kind of close the gap on Palou in the championship.
Well, here's the tough thing about it. I mean, this has been a career year for Pato O'Ward. Put together a really good championship.
Okay, JT.
Hello. So he's just got to get 10% better at everything because there's really no weakness in Palou's game right now.
But Pato O'Ward this offseason, Chris, has to work on some intangibles where Palou is just simply stronger. Discipline, preparation, racecraft he can do on the track, but temperament is the biggest one for me. What separates Alex Palou from this field is his temperament under pressure. Those are innate qualities that are tough to reprogram in an offseason. It's a lot of work for Pato O'Ward, but I think he's up for it.
As good as he's been, it's tough. It might take a Music City miracle from him to overtake Alex Palou. While Pato O'Ward continues to trend upward, tough year for Team Penske. I mean, they do have a victory in 2025, but the last time they had 1 or fewer wins was way back in 1999. Penske was poised to make history this year, and they did, but not the kind that they really wanted.
Penske in major trouble. Luck hasn't been on their side a lot of times. It's hard to fathom the disastrous season.
Team Penske is a name long defined by dominance and order. But in 2025, the winds shifted like never before. Crashes,
Off and into the wall.
DNFs, an unprecedented winless streak.
What a shame. The horror show for Penske continues. Bit of a trend, isn't it?
The waves kept rising.
A seatbelt issue, a total nightmare.
It doesn't get much worse.
Even the sport's biggest spectacle cast its shadow.
Breaking news.
New Garden and Power failed inspection.
Will start from the background.
Oh no, what a crash. Scott McLaughlin, your race ended before it's even begun. The devastation.
Yet through the turbulence, resilience, and a reminder that greatness still runs through its veins.
Puts Penske back on the top step of the podium.
The perfect storm tested them. It left a mark, but as the clouds break, the Penske name will endure.
And in this turbulent season for Team Penske, the best has been Will Power, one of the all-time greats, the winningest driver in Team Penske history. But, Will, your contract expires at the end of the day, and there's no word on your future. What are your emotions today?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go out and finish really well, you know, like no matter whatever happens, happens. And, you know, I've had a very good time at Penske. If this is my last race, you know, I can't thank Roger enough and Bryce enough for everything that they've done for me. But we'll talk after the race and kind of probably know early next week what's going on. But yeah, just try to go out and have a good oval finish. You know, I haven't had one for a few races, so yeah, it's fun. I love doing this. I really do. I'm so lucky to have done it as long as I have, and you know, I've enjoyed the ups and downs. I mean, that's just good life learning. So we'll see.
One of the all-time greats, Will Power, has more in the tank, and only 3 drivers have won more IndyCar races, Chris, than Will Power.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. And, well, boy, he sounds like he's a little, like, halfway out the door. I mean, at 44 and all he's done, is this ride pivotal on him staying? I mean, would a win here change anything?
It's possible. Nothing fixes your future like winning in this sport. But for Will Power, you saw there 42 wins, but it's the 71 pole positions. Chris, that's a record in this sport. He's the fastest guy over 1 lap in the history of IndyCar. It's a bit puzzling to imagine that the team would just let him walk off potentially to one of their big competitors.
Yeah, and Hinch, Penske, I mean, history says that they're going to have a bounce back year and they'll correct things and get it right. But what signs or signals have you seen this year that says they're going to be okay next year with or without Will Power?
Well, look, you got to remember what happened to this team back in May after the scandal at the 500. They cut the top off the organization. The 3 top lieutenants out on the team. That's going to put any team into turmoil, even the best, even the likes of Penske. Now the season's done. They've got 6 months to recover, repair, and replace the people that they lost during this year and try to get back on track. And like you said, if there's one team that can do it, it's the captain's team. So I do not expect that this is going to be the kind of lull that lasts for several seasons.
Yeah, Team Penske, 17 championships, IndyCar championships the most, but we're tied this year by Chip Ganassi Racing as Alex Palou did that and continues to roll with Ganassi. When we continue here live from Nashville, Will Buxton will sit down with the champ to talk about his unbelievable season.
Let's head down then and join Tom Gaymore at Sky Sports F1.
Fascinating talking about Team Penske.
JT might have news
there, and what a season they have had by their own standards. Since unification in 2008, Chip Ganassi have been the team to beat, though. They've won 12 of the 18 championships. Team Penske 5 and Andretti Global just 1. It has been another very, very special year for Chip's team. This year's title marks the 17th championship for Ganassi, a number that ties his team with Team Penske, as we heard there in the coverage. And of course, a win by Alex Palou this weekend at Nashville Superspeedway would give Chip Ganassi Racing the most wins for a series driver in 55 years. Equal Mario Andretti's standout 1969 season, also 9 wins to his name then.
Alex Palou, the man they all need to beat. Alex Palou wins the opening round.
That is the surgeon getting it done.
Palou will win the Indianapolis 500.
This guy is just crushing it.
Alex Palou is a 4-time IndyCar champion.
start of a Hall of Fame career.
Incredible numbers. Fourth driver to win 3 straight titles. Only 2 drivers have more IndyCar championships than Palou. A.J. Foyt with 7 and Scott Dixon with 6. He's the first ever champ from Spain, and at age 28, the youngest 4-time champion by a month. The intangibles are absolutely amazing. Palou is in line to have the largest margin of victory by a series champion. If Palou can pull this off, it'll be amazing. And you watched along with Will Buxton, who called races every weekend, and you've called Alex Palou's name out on a regular basis. Will, it seems like you're going to keep saying it a lot more.
I think so, Chris. I mean, look, we've almost run out of superlatives for Alex Palou this season. Such has been his dominance, such has been his performance, and it's been an honor to call his season. But the honor of explaining how he's done it, what has changed for him this year, thought we'd leave that up to the man himself.
The year belongs to Alex Palou.
Already 4-time series winner, the start of a Hall of Fame career.
We're finally at the end of this incredible season. Trophy is yours, the title is yours, history is yours. How do you reflect back on this incredible 2025?
I'm sad. I'm sad that it ends, man. I enjoyed every single moment of it, but it just feels like it's been too fast.
What has led to the run this year?
There's a lot of components for a season like this. My car has been one of the fastest every single race that allow me to push and to gain confidence. And then the amazing work that my team has done on pit stops that give you just that one spot. Those little details in every single aspect of the team has been perfect. That allowed us to have such a good season.
Alex Palou has won the Indianapolis 500.
Crushing it. You won 5 in the first 6. Was there ever a moment where you were like, this is my year, I am going to win the title?
Honestly, I think how my brain likes to work, it's really short-term goals, and I was not really thinking about the championship that much. I was just trying to be like, can we win more? Can we just continue winning races?
Sensational. Getting it done in the operating room.
Did you approach this season differently to your others?
Since I became a dad, seeing my daughter just wanting to play, just happy, not caring about anything, just about having fun, that made me realize that all my issues were super small. Whenever something is bad, like a bad practice, a bad qualifying, a bad race, it's okay, like she's still smiling, she's still good. I think that's been allowing me to be a lot more free, or a lot more giving 100% of myself. So I would say that's the biggest change.
That's fascinating, because so often we hear when a racer becomes a father, it can slow them down, and yet you see completely the opposite, that it's actually made you faster because you see in her the ability to just have joy.
Yes.
In every moment.
For
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Did you have enough time to be a dad as well?
Oh, yeah. But I just had to make sure that the time I had for racing was perfect. I don't have as much time as I had before working with a team, because I want to give as much time to her as possible.
So she's the secret to your success?
100%.
Oh, don't. That's too much, man. That's gorgeous. What is next for you?
We're just trying to chase that perfection, knowing that we're never going to get there, but we're going to try and chase it and have fun while we try it.
Chris, I got to tell you, I've been in and around motorsport for 25 years. I've got to interview a lot of drivers, a lot of champions, and I cannot recall a more beautiful, a more meaningful, or a more memorable response than the one Alex Palou gave me about his daughter and the influence that she's had on him as a man and as a driver this season. But that is the man. That is entirely reflective of who he is as a man and as a racing driver. He truly is not just one of the greatest we've ever seen in this championship, but every bit a humble hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's grounded still. He races from the heart. He spoke from the heart. It was interesting listening to him. And I think fans say, hey, at his age, are we seeing in this era here maybe the best all time by the time he retires?
Certainly the best in my lifetime, Chris. And where Alex Palou really differentiates himself is in temperament. I mentioned this earlier. When he has a bad day, he has those lows, he stays here in the middle. When he has the highs, and he's had a lot of them this season, he stays right in the zone. He is locked in, an incredibly disciplined personality. I think that's made the difference, not only this season, but in all 4 of those championships.
And here's the thing. If you look at how does Palou get better from here, right? You can look at some of the greats in sport. Shaquille O'Neal wasn't known as a great free throw shooter, right? Your buddy Tom Brady didn't run the ball all that much. When you came into this season, there was 1 or 2 areas in Palou's game you could circle, say, hey, maybe a little bit of a needs improvement score here. He worked so hard on that in that offseason on those elements that there is now no longer a weakness, yet he's still a driver who accepts that there's no such thing as perfection. So he's going to keep applying that same kind of work ethic, that same kind of focus and preparation to the offseason, and next year there's a chance it could be even better.
Yeah, 8 wins already this season, maybe a 9th. I know he wanted the 10, but he's the champ, and we'll talk more with him throughout the race. You're heading up to the broadcast booth. Again, great job all season long with Will Buxton. We're getting closer to the final IndyCar race of the season here in Nashville. It's time for the grid walk. Jack Harvey is with the newest member of the Fox Sports family. And Jack, take it away.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, as you said, our newest member of this Fox Sports family, Dave Portnoy. You're going to get a better reception today than you did on Big Noon yesterday, no doubt.
Well, we don't like those people in Columbus anyways, so let them boo. But yeah, hopefully get a good reaction today.
I saw that you said you were a little bit nervous. You're about to go about 180 plus miles an hour. Feeling any better today?
No, I've been dreading this, sneaky. Like, I haven't been looking forward to it. Everyone's saying have fun. I'm just going to close my eyes and hopefully get through it.
All right, awesome. Well, enjoy your experience. Oh, I was just about to come and find you. David Malucas, just a couple of Daves all hanging out. We've seen you be so feisty on starts and restarts. We seen it today?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we ran through our strategies, we ran through our plans. You know, no matter what way we filter out, we got plan A, we got plan B, we got plan Z. But obviously we want to go for plan A. Maybe we could try that high line and go out in front early on. That would be very nice. We've done it before. We could do it again here.
Awesome. Best of luck today, buddy. One of the big dominoes that is going to fall down on this IndyCar off-season is, of course, David Malucas. And for anyone who's wondering, I do not have my running shoes on today. I got my dancing boots on. I'm going to find Broadway later on today. And I've actually just got to my pickleball partner, Christian Lundgaard. How are we feeling, mate?
We're feeling good. Excited. I think we've had some better pace the past two weekends than prior this season. So I think we have it when we need it now. Obviously, it's the final race. We're fighting for third in the championship. So we just got to do whatever we can to stay ahead of the 9 and see if we can get a win today.
Are you really finding some momentum on these ovals? What's clicked for you? How are you going to get the win?
You know, at the end of the day, I think we just carried some momentum really from St. Louis that I think was better, and we just carried on, cracked on, tried to find some more, and it really seemed to kind of click in Milwaukee. So obviously, I'm very excited for next year now. Obviously, we got to finish today strong.
Awesome. Best of luck, buddy. One of the best things this year. This has been such a fantastic experience for me. I feel like my rookie stripes are also coming off here. So thank you so much for everyone for the patience and bearing with me. Chris, take it away again.
All right, great job behind the wheel and with the grid walk all season long. You can see the umbrellas popping out. Sunshine here. It'll be in the mid to upper 80s, but no threat of rain here in Nashville. You know, we had 4 different winners over the last 4 races, but we've been talking about Alex Palou, who has 8 wins this year. Kyle Kirkwood had 3, Pato O'Ward had 2, and the 17th and final race of Fox's inaugural IndyCar season. Stick around. After this race, we will have the presentation of the Astor Challenge Cup trophy to Chip Ganassi and Alex Palou for their championship season, and also the Manufacturers Championship in just a moment. Thanks for being a part throughout the IndyCar season. The NTT IndyCar wrap-up race from Nashville Superspeedway. The Music City Grand Prix coming your way live on Fox.
Rookie stripes well and truly off for Hollywood Harvey and his grid walk. Great job that he's done all year. Not easy, especially when your natural working environment is, of course, a racing car. Now, that whole segment talking about Alex Palou, let's run some numbers. One overlooked aspect of Palou's incredible season is he did become the 2nd most successful driver in Chip Ganassi racing history this year. Obviously, Dixon leads the way with 58 wins for the organisation, but Palou has now overtaken Zanardi, Dario Franchitti and Juan Pablo Montoya. He has 19 wins to his name. He also became the first IndyCar Series champion since Cristiano de Mata did in 2002 to clinch the series title with 2 races remaining when he clinched his 3rd consecutive title at Portland. And of course, he enters the season finale with 8 wins, the most in a single-seater season since Sebastian Bourdais in 2007. Among those wins was victory at the 109th Indianapolis 500, making Palou the first driver since Dario Franchitti to win the 500 and the championship in the same year. The first time a driver has held both since 2010. And of course, in 2010, it was the 10 car, it was Dario and Chip Ganassi who did that. Then such has been their dominance in this era of IndyCar. One stat which surprised me is, with all the success that Alex Palou has had, he's never won, or he didn't win, the Rookie of the Year award. And of course, that crown on offer today, it will either be Schwartzman or Louis Foster. Star Stripes banner. The national anthem underway here at Nashville. Let's watch on as we see the national flag being parachuted in to Nashville Super Speedway for the last time in 2025.
Nashville, Tennessee. Today we're skipping honky-tonk and hitting play on horsepower. This IndyCar season played like a stack of records.
Mr. Perfect.
Palou went platinum again. Pato kept remixing his biggest tracks. And yes, another one hit the wall on repeat. So grab your sweet tea or maybe something a little stronger, because IndyCar is about to crank the volume one last time this season, right here on Fox.
What a joy this inaugural season of IndyCar on Fox has been. But alas, it is the final weekend. We get to bring you one more race, and it's from the Nashville Super Speedway, and we couldn't be more excited than to join you one final time. Welcome up to the booth with myself, Will Buxton, with Townsend Bell, with James Hinchcliffe. Guys, one more chance, one more race, one more afternoon of unbridled joy and IndyCar action.
And what a great place to do it here at the Music City Nashville Super Speedway. This track just brings aggression from all the drivers. The groove is narrow, the racing gets fierce, and last week we had a first-time winner who took the sketch factor to the red line to pull it off. It was pretty cool.
And it really will be sketch out there, because Townsend, this was what happened last year.
Yeah, Colton Herta making a bold move around lap traffic inside of Pato O'Ward, narrowly makes that groove happen. And then last weekend in Milwaukee, Christian Rasmussen, Ed Carpenter Racing, again, sketch factor maxed out there, working the high side of the racetrack where the marbles and the dirt were to pull off his first win. It was sensational.
James, a tricky track for us to finish the season on.
It really is. The only concrete oval that we run on in the IndyCar series. Very bumpy. There's a huge bump in turns 3 and 4. We got to witness that firsthand on a pace lap in the pace car earlier in the weekend. And we've seen some issues during practice. This is here, Nolan Siegel getting high in that high line, gets into that second lane. Absolutely no grip, rushes the wall, ends his session early. This is Will Power, important race weekend for him. Also had some issues getting high. Now we see Santino Ferrucci. He's one of the best drivers at making it work around the outside. He had to dump out of the throttle as soon as he got up there, but then this was the biggest heart and throat moment. Pato O'Ward, your pole sitter. 1, 2, 3, 4 saves. Keeps it out of the wall, but guys, this is as challenging an oval as we have, and what a great place to end the season.
So much left to prove for so many on the grid today. It's going to be an absolute thrill, right? And can this man equal the great Mario Andretti? Can Penske take a win in the final weekend of the season? All to be discovered in Nashville.
Tom Cairns has joined myself and JT up here in the comms booth as well as we get ready for the national anthem to come through. Tom, all set then, ready to go here. What's your experience of IndyCar this season? What have you made of it?
Oh, it's been lovely. I've thoroughly enjoyed it all. I've watched more of it this season than I've done in the previous campaign. And we've got one more race to treat ourselves at this Nashville Super Speedway circuit. A different finale to what we are used to over at Laguna Seca, but I suppose it's nice for a change.
It really is. 6 winners only this season, the fewest since 2009 to come through, but 16 drivers have had podium finishes. That's the most since 2015, so a real juxtaposition there about what we've had this season in total, JT. And now we get ready for one more. Well, last year, Colton Hertz took his only win.
Yeah. Am I correct in thinking that Fox just missed pre-race ceremonies?
Yes, you
then
are.
Then came in the middle of it.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been texting the Slack chat as well about that from the team. They have literally just got it. Unbelievable. So, we're looking down at what Will Power in what could be, JT, his last ever IndyCar race. It looks almost certain that David Malucas is going to take over ahead of 2026 and will leave the number 12 no longer in the series. Does he deserve a seat in IndyCar now?
It's been difficult. It really has been difficult for Will Power, and he is a veteran of the sport, like so many others in this series. And yes, I think he's maybe got 1 or 2 more years in it, but I don't think he's got that long.
Yeah. Less than 9.5 minutes to go until we go green. To be in Formula 1 news, Lewis Hamilton has been given a 5-place grid penalty for Monza after failing to slow for yellow flags here as well. So we'll update you on that next week as well. Tom, one more thing coming into it as well. It's been Alex Palou's season, so going into 2026, which starts in February next year, what will you be looking for to challenge? Who do you think's got to have a run on it? Surely the top name has to be Pato O'Ward.
I mean, if there's one driver who'll be more hungry than ever to take his first IndyCar title, it has to be Pato.
100%, JT?
Yeah, Pato is, I think, also, but it depends if, well, Alex Palou, what Alex Palou does, because he's been linked with F1 so many times. Will it happen? We will have to find out. If it doesn't, of course, it would be silly not to have a look at him, but we've got to have a look at other drivers that have maybe not been where they wanted to be, and maybe bouncing back. Joseph Newgarden being one of them.
Yeah. There's that graphic I was talking about earlier on that came on the international feed. Let's go back over and join Will Buxton.
Than we have in a decade. 16 podium finishes for the year. Let's take a look at the NTT starting grid.
I'm Jake Mabel from Louisville, Kentucky.
Rinus VK, Hoofddorp, the Netherlands.
Christian Rasmussen. I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark. Connor Daly from Noblesville, Indiana. Louis Foster, Odium, England.
Devlin DeFrancesco, Toronto, Ontario.
Graham Rahal, Columbus, Ohio.
Stingray Rob, Hayat, Idaho.
Alexander Rossi, Nevada City, California.
I'm Callum Wylow. I'm from Cambridge in the UK.
Robert Schwartzman, born in Israel, Tel Aviv.
Nolan Siegel, Palo Alto, California.
Marcus Ericsson, Kumla, Sweden.
Marcus Armstrong,
Christchurch, New Zealand.
I'm Colton Herta from Valencia, California.
Santino Ferrucci, Woodbury, Connecticut.
I'm Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida.
Will Power, Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia.
Felix Rosenquist, Värnamo, Sweden.
Hi, I'm Kevin Simpson from the Cayman Islands.
Scott McLaughlin, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Joseph Newgarden, Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm Scott Dixon, driver the number 9 PNC Bank Honda from Auckland, New Zealand.
Hello, I'm Alex Palou. I'm from Barcelona, Spain.
I'm Christian Lundgaard from Vejle, Denmark.
I'm David Malucas, grown up in Chicago, Illinois.
Pato O'Ward, Monterrey, Mexico.
You know, guys, when I see that starting grid, I'm reminded of filming that right at the very start of this season, when the whole year lay ahead of these drivers. So much possibility, so much expectation, and all of the joy and heartache that's followed over the 16 races of the season so far.
Yeah, I think back to some drivers that expected amazing seasons. How about Joseph Newgarden, hometown guy, lives here in Nashville, born in Tennessee. It's been a horrible season. Should have been a 3-time Indy 500 winner this year. And James, he's got one more chance to make it right, and he's strong today.
He is strong. He's always strong at this type of racetrack. And I'll go the other way. I'll look at drivers where we didn't know what to expect out of them. I'm looking at Christian Lundgaard. I think he's top of the list of drivers that moved to new teams this year. Joined McLaren alongside Pato O'Ward and Nolan Siegel. And working with O'Ward has really helped push that organization up this grid. Great season from Pato and multiple podiums, top 5 in points right now for Christian.
Will, how about you? Who are you watching?
Will Power in what could be his final race for Penske, maybe his final race in IndyCar. But of course, at the end of a long season, this feels very much like the last day of school. For some, it'll be just about going out and having fun. For others, about impressing your teacher before going off on summer break. Down now, though, for the command, trackside.
Here to give the command for today's race, please welcome your Grand Marshal, CEO and founder, Big Machine Label Group, Big Machine Distillery, and Borchetta Bourbon, Scott Borchetta.
On behalf of all of our Big Machine brands, today it's about Borchetta Bourbon, neat, on the rocks, and old-fashioned. It's party time. It's time to get this party started. So, drivers, start your engines!
Command has been given.
Engines are
Dave
underway.
Portnoy on board, the fastest seat in sports. Townsend, I know you love to have a chat on these runs.
Yeah, so I hate it. I knew this would be too fast for me. They said it would be easy. This is not easy.
Dave, you were in a hostile environment yesterday at Ohio State. Not a lot of love there for you, but what's it like in the cockpit? What are you feeling?
Oh, too fast for me. I go slow. I don't go anywhere this fast. Columbus was nothing. A Buckeye wouldn't be able to do this if his life depended on it.
Looked like a pirate with that head sock covered one eye right there.
Holy moly.
Whole new era, Will.
My guts are in my feet.
I think the whole of Ohio is enjoying this right now.
Absolutely.
Can't hear anything. I'm just waiting for this thing to be over, the race to start.
Well, the cars are out on track. We are moments away from the start of this race. And guys, why don't we take a look at this track? 1.3 mile super speedway in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, as we mentioned, concrete, oval, makes it a little bit different how the tires, how the cars handle this surface. A lot of bumps, a lot of transitions. That big bump in 3 and 4, you see the banking, 14 degrees in the corner, 9 degrees on that front straight, and 225 laps.
And I'll send another Honda track preview for you. 115 degree track temp and rising. That'll be something we're talking about all race.
It really is. As we get ready, the build-up is rising, the tension is rising. The last race of the year, the Honda pace car heading out there onto the circuit as they come through.
Today, he's an oval specialist no matter where he starts. Of course, I'm talking about Joseph Newgarden. He told me that it would mean so much to win his home race. This is an oval that he hasn't yet. What a way to cap off its season it would be. Georgia.
Jack, I'm watching Christian Rasmussen. He got his first win in the NTT IndyCar Series just a week ago, and boy, has he been exciting to watch on ovals. At all 5 ovals this year, he has finished no more than 8th. The kicker, he starts down in the 25th position today due to an engine penalty. It's going to be exciting to watch. We're watching the 21 of Christian Rasmussen. Kevin.
Georgia's strategy is a little bit bigger, something different we normally don't see on ovals. There are 2 tire options, and everyone must run 2 sets of the Firestone softs. They have the red sidewalls. They will not last nearly as long. This is simply a 3-stop race on fuel, or at least it can be, but we don't think the Firestones, the soft version, can last long enough. Probably 40 to 45 laps. You need to average 56 to do it on 3. So expect a 4-stop with big wide windows, and it depends on what tire you're going to be on. If there is a late caution like we saw at Milwaukee, Pato O'Ward is the only one up at the front that has a 3rd set of new softs. He could dip in if needed and have a potential advantage.
Firestone Tire Talk there with Kevin Lee. Could it all come down to that today? It will be fascinating to find out. Pato O'Ward is on the pole. David Malucas alongside him. Lundgaard and Palou on the 2nd row. The Honda Civic Type R drives off.
Yep, 1 to go at the line. We've got the pit stop windows operational up here in the comms booth as well for all information to have a go. We are getting set for what is going to be an absolutely chaotic weekend. I've just sent it in the comms chat, guys. So here we go then. It's time for one more blast around INDYCAR in 2025. O'Ward and Malucas have the front row. It's been a wild 16 races. We've crowned a champion of Alex Palou for the 4th time. What are we going to have? It's time to begin in Music City. Count them in. The green flag falls and we go racing for the last time. And already going down below the white line is going to be Christian Lundgaard as they come in towards turn 1. Alex Pallou's on the high line. Lundgaard still going out too high. We're 4 wide in the top of the pack and already a little loose and already into the barrier and out of the race already. That's such a disappointment. It's Alexander Rossi. Or is it? It's Christian Rasmussen. Rasmussen from victory last week. In lap 1, he's off now. JT, the misery has started, considering he only won a week ago in Milwaukee.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at what happened behind there is Rasmussen. He will go to the middle of the track in turn 1. They are 4 wide, and he just got loose on himself.
Yep, twitched away from him. I was watching the Fox feed, not the international feed that we got on the other monitor here in the comms box. They were highlighting it with their magic doodle pen. Here it is on board, Tom. Just gets a wiggle and it goes around with him. Nothing he could do.
I thought there might have been contact from the car behind because he kind of crossed him. I don't know whether there was a slight front wing to rear tyre contact, which contributed to Rasmussen spinning around. By the way, it's game over and season over for the man who took his maiden victory in Milwaukee last weekend.
You're only as good as your last race. Christian Rasmussen is off into the barrier as we get ready to go out again. Well, caution's out immediately. We'll try to restart the final race of the season again soon. Let's check in with Tom Gatemore.
At Nashville, the starts and the restarts are going to be really, really sketchy. And the main reason is the drivers are going to take risks. We saw Connor Daly coming from the back there, took a bit of air away from Rasmussen. But the key is the 2nd lane. So the 2nd lane hasn't been viable so far yesterday because of the amount of marbles that find their way up the track. And so drivers really need to find their position early in those green flag restarts. And in that case,
I'm just going to interrupt because we've got a replay on the Fox feed here, and I'm taking a look at it with the slowed down feature up here in the comms box, and they're trying to analyse the race start of Colton Herta. Also, I believe we're going to have an investigation coming as to why we had drivers below that line coming in towards turn number 1. Not going to be the best situation. It was quite smooth from everywhere else. Just having a look at it up here in the comms box. Yeah, so expect a replay shortly, guys, about that opening lap. Looking for the back camera. I've got my eye on Rasmussen to see if there's any contact.
I am 99% sure he lost it on his own in the dirty air.
I don't know why Lundgaard went so far below the line at the start. He's not allowed to go onto the apron. Right, we've slowed it down, and we're having a look now to see if there was any contact. I've got where Rasmussen is. He's got one of the primers, but they won't show it. They're queuing the clips up, and they're not showing on the full pictures up here on the Fox feed, because we've got the main international feed on one monitor and we've got the Fox feed on another, and we're riding on board with driver's eye of the McLaren of Christian Lundgaard. As we've got cars coming down pit road as well, guys, I can tell you. Alexander Rossi, Graham Rahal, Jacob Abel, Devlin Di Francesco, Venus Freak, and Alexander Rossi all diving in.
Yeah, pits are open.
Fuel only coming in for Devlin, though, as you now see it on your monitor from a slightly different angle. Let's check back in as they head out then on to the rest of the feed. Graham Rahal gets out ahead of Rossi. As, once again, this race will continue on. 220 to go. Pace car is out, but it's only lap 6 of 225. Back to Tom Gable.
From the conventional strategy. 5 laps completed of 225. Of course, we've had an increase of race distance here this year as well from last year. So see how that plays out.
Let's check in with Will Buxton on Fox.
Welcome back to Nashville. NTT IndyCar Series action with Will Buxton, Townsbell, James Hinchcliffe, and still under caution. Now, the start is under review, and we're hearing there may already be a penalty out for Felix Rosenqvist here in the Metallica-sponsored Sirius XM car for jumping the start. Also under review, Christian Lundgaard on the left-hand side of your screen for running below the yellow line on that race start.
Yeah, the rules being you have to stay in your column until the green flag is called, and you see Felix have to kind of take a avoiding action there. It would have been slightly before the race director called the green, and then again Lundgaard getting forced below the yellow line there. It says at oval events, drivers must not place any of the 4 wheels of the car below the solid boundary line at any time. And here's the onboard. Thanks to Mission Foods, you see Malucas just crowding him, T-Bell.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think typically the officials, like you said, will say, hey, yeah, we're forced down there a little bit. We're avoiding contact. So that should slide by. But for Rosenqvist, that column violation.
Green flag is next time by then here. Guys, what did you make of it as well as we come back to ComCam? Just let JT know as well. Tom, what do you make of that one then? As now we've seen a bit of a replay from around. Seen Rasmussen's crash here, though.
It's slam dunk. There's no doubt that Lundgaard went over the yellow line, but it's just whether he did it to avoid contact from the car ahead. And with the other one with Herter, if he's jumped the start, then it's a slam dunk penalty.
Ready then to bring it back in as we will have the action once more. We'll restart on lap number 9. O'Ward, Palou, Malucas, Dixon, Lundgaard, Newgarden, McLaughlin, Simpson, Herder, Kirkwood, Power, Ferrucci, Ericsson, Armstrong, Schwartzman, Siegel, Robb, Eilert, Daly, Foster, Devlin Di Francesco, Rahal, Abel, Rossi, VK Rosenqvist in the race as we go back to green flag running, and Dixon's already trying to go down the low line. We're making it 5 wide coming into turn 1. A sensational restart from Joseph Newgarden, who goes from 6th to 3rd in one corner. O'Ward and Palou are battling for the lead of the race further up the field as well. O'Ward trying to keep that low line. Palou trying to go up high. And again, look at that. What a sensational start. Scotty Mack up into 3rd place. Newgarden making the moves, and Palou's going up high to try and take the lead away from O'Ward into 1. He sweeps on the high line, tries to take it down low. The top 2 in the championship have been battling all season long, have got nothing left to play for. They're just here for fun, and it's all glory as they fire into 3 top, and O'Ward's still ahead by a fraction.
Yeah, and he's just still there, but Palou is on the high line as they come out of the last corner as they sprint towards on. I think Palou should have the high ground into turn number 1 this time, and it looks like O'Ward is able to pretty much outbrake him, or at least get there before he does, and remains in the lead. But they're still going at it side by side. Palou giving absolutely nothing. He's used up all of his energy by the looks of it. He'll have to recharge it at some point. Palou still in the lead for the time as they complete lap 11. McLaughlin, what a move he made on that restart. That was sensational to watch.
They've been side by side, JT, for 2 laps. They are not standing still at all, and they're being caught by Scotty Mack, who made a sensational restart. So did Joseph Newgarden, but he's fallen back into 6th position. Scotty Mack has stayed up. Herder moves up as well now, passing Newgarden, and O'Ward finally cuts off Palou, JT. Or does it?
Yeah, O'Ward was on the low line. Palou rounded the outside. Still in towards turn 1. Is he able to do it through turn 2? Down the back stretch. Still side by side. Alex Palou on the outside momentarily takes the lead. And it's O'Ward just in front with his nose, turns 3 and 4.
And he's going to come up the line once again, so O'Ward's going to have to filter in, but then again, Palou is just literally touching that rear tyre. You can hear the McLaren shifting out. Palou seems to have backed off now as well, trying to think of another tactic and another opportunity. He is so with him, and they're nearly hitting the dust. Palou got sideways on the back straight away, in towards turn number 3. Sensational stuff. It's a proper old-fashioned dogfight. Palou's used all of his hybrid on the top of the banking at turn number 4. He's side by side with Palou, and O'Ward, they're still doing it. I can't believe this. It's been 6 laps, and they will not leave each other alone. They have side by side for the lead, and Palou still trying to send it round the outside into turn 3. O'Ward has that low line. This is super close. Why couldn't it be like this all season?
Nashville
it's been absolutely phenomenal.
Still side by side. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, well, there's Palou's going for it again on O'Ward out of turn 1. Is this going to be finally done? O'Ward stays in his zone. Palou has a little bit more drive on the exit out of there. It's just whether he's got enough towards the high line, but O'Ward on the inside, he's able to overrate it. I think Palou's going to find it difficult to remain side by side this time around, and so he has to yell. O'Ward remains in the lead as he has done since the start of this.
Got the onboard camera on the Fox feed up here in the comms box as well. You're now seeing that very camera that I was keeping my eye on. Coming up then into the back straight at turn number 3. O'Ward does get the lead ahead of Palou, and Scotty Mack is now half a second back. Palou just on it completely. He's on those tyres. Remember, that car has looked 10, 20, 30 seconds faster all season long. He's trying to go around the outside now. Palou round into turn 1. He's keeping the traction on the high line. He's being forced on the grippier run. O'Ward's going to be destroying his tyres, trying to keep up with him. But it is such a good run. It's such a good atmosphere. And that's what we like to see as O'Ward stays this time ahead of Palou as they come in again. Tom, this is sensational. But I think Palou now realises he can't keep this up forever.
Let's consider tyre strategy as well, because we looked at the pit window. We mentioned about these soft compound tyres only lasting around about 40 laps. Now, we had the caution to begin with, which will extend that stint a little bit further. But I think around about by lap 45, we should start to see some pit stops where drivers are going to be reluctant to pit in under green flag conditions.
Over the line they come once more to start lap number 20 of 225. Extension of the race coming up. These two battling completely on their own at the moment, but they will be catching the 51 of Jacob Abel at some point in this race because of lapped traffic and the way it all filters in as they come again round turn 3 and 4. Holding off at the front, it's O'Ward leading, Palou from then McLaughlin, Malucas, Dixon, Herta, Ferrucci. My watch is going off like crazy right now coming through. But what a start we've had here in Nashville for the Music City Grand Prix. Ferrucci's still up in 7th position as well, which is something I'm surprised about. He goes well on these type of ovals, let's not forget. The grandstand's majority full, actually, considering NASCAR was here a few weeks ago. It's not as bad as we turned out. It's our 2nd year back here. Let's go down pit road.
Which is kind of where I wanted to be honest. Yeah, it just seems like I lost the rear end. I'm not quite sure why. I guess it was just very, very low grip. Yeah, the screen doesn't really work, but just, yeah, low grip up there, and around we went.
All right, thank you, Christian. We'll see you next season.
Yeah, no contact then, and we've just seen that replay, Tom. I get you finally. So it was just literally him getting loose.
Pity for Christian Rasmussen, who's had a really strong year, ending up in the barrier by the end of that. But I think the drivers are just settling into a rhythm now as we head towards the point, the first pit window of this one. We did see some drivers pitting in during that first caution, including Alexander Rossi and co. So we'll see what they'll decide to do in terms of their strategy in this final race of the year.
Still in a battle, JT, for this one, as the top two now have a 1.4 second lead over Scotty Mack. It's going to be a close one, isn't it, as we continue?
Yeah, absolutely. As across the line we go, it's O'Ward, Palou, McLaughlin, Malucas, Dixon, your top 5. Ferrucci in 6th and Herta in 7th. As continuing out in front, O'Ward half a second in front of Palou.
Loving this monitor up in the comms box. I've got O'Ward, Newgarden and Herter on-board cameras right now, and that'll change throughout the race. You can watch it the same as us. Fox Sports, you can watch and listen to the drivers' onboards and radios, and you can sync up with our commentary, and we'll do our best to take you through the race as well here on lap 26 of 225. O'Ward leading from Palou. McLaughlin is your top three. And right now we're watching the battle for fourth between Malucas and Dixon and Ferrucci. And right at the back is Colton Herter, the man who won this race 12 months, well, actually a little less than that, 11 months ago coming in, JT. And he's on the back again. Can Herter be on the charge to win again here today?
Yeah, and he could. He just needs a lot of things to go his way because of everything else that we've had with O'Ward and Palou. But we are on board with, I believe, this is Scott Dixon, who is currently in 5th place.
I believe it is indeed, yeah. Still running on a charge. No, that doesn't work. 7 tenths at the moment at the front of the field. So now in a calm phase of the race, as Tom said earlier on, we're getting ready for our first pit stop phase to lock into, and then we'll really see how much it changes and it grows as the weekend goes on. Lap 29 at 225. This is Herter slowly straightening out that steering wheel. Driver's eye finally in INDYCAR as well for the first time. Testing it out this weekend, or has nobody else noticed? That's the first time we've seen driver's eye in INDYCAR. As we see there's Santina Ferrucci in the Phoenix livery this weekend, not the Sexton livery. He's running a special tribute coming through. You're back with us on Fox Sports. If you're watching along with us in stateside or on the YouTube live stream, it's lap 31 at 225. O'Ward still leading with Palou in second and McLaughlin running in third position. It's a cool, calm collection of a race so far. We're watching 6th place man Ferrucci, who is charging after Dixon and Malucas, and then Scotty Mack just ahead of him at the front of the field. The top two in the race, though, have taken away and are approaching the back of Jacob Abel, JT, the back markers, and that is really when we're going to start to get an interesting race, because they're going to have to duck and dive out the way, and no blue flag rules, of course.
Yeah, they do have the command blue flag if they need it, but no general blue flags. So they have to work themselves around it, and well, we're only started lap 33, and it's 225 laps long, and we're already at lapped traffic. Welcome to oval racing.
Last race of the year, it's on an oval. Thank you very much to INDYCAR to come into it. As we now take a look at the back, that's the 76 car of Connor Daly for Junkers Hollinger Racing. He's currently in 15th after starting 24th, Tom, and he looking to be still in it after a horrific accident at Portland as well. The car jumping off the tyre barrier, and a couple of other not good things that happened last time out at Milwaukee. He's had a tricky end to his season, so if he gets a good result here, I think give him the boost he needs into the summer, well, the winter break.
I should think so as well. And last year was only the second time since it was the first time, I should say, since 2008 that INDYCAR raced here. Scott Dixon won the last 3 before the circuit's hiatus from the INDYCAR calendar. Colton Herter, as you've mentioned before, won last year's event, and he's aiming to end his season on a high to go along with that. But will it be him taking the checker flag first, or will it be Pato O'Ward, who has won already this season, and Alex Palou chasing his 9th win of what's been a very captivating 2025 season?
Here comes the lap traffic. O'Ward goes through, and that's going to be on Graham Rahal. So, JT, it begins.
It does begin as across the line once more, lap 37 of 225. We are on now. Laps go by quickly here. Yes. As Palou now 1.7 seconds behind.
Watching on board right now with Colton Herter, now on board with O'Ward on the TV pictures, but the Fox stream we've got up here. Herter catching as well. He's catching Newgarden quite quickly, and now he's catching Ferrucci because the gap was improving and disimproving. This is going to be now O'Ward coming up to lap the back of a Stingray Rob, and does so easily into turn 3. Got a feeling, guys, that this is going to be a quiet race until after the first segment of pit stops come in, and then it'll all change up once again.
Well, you've said it now.
Trying to. We need a bit of energy, a bit of action, a bit of va-va-voom into this race. Bring it back up. NASCAR straight after this as well, on an oval. So our evening here on JB Motorsports is oval to oval racing.
We don't know how to turn right.
We don't turn right.com. Unless you're Danica Patrick. All she could do on ovals was turn right.
Into another car. I will not go there any further.
It's been a while. Got to get the Danica jokes in before she comes back at COTA.
It has been pretty quiet on the Sky F1 broadcast, and I've been enjoying it.
Oh, I have as well. Actually, it was so peaceful. I almost forgot that Jack Villeneuve was on, and I actually quite enjoyed his McLaren piece earlier on today in the broadcast. Yes. Okay, let's check in with Tom Gaymore then, as they go to an ad break. We're waiting for the first pit stop to come through.
I'm not surprised to see Pato O'Ward's pace in traffic. Such was his advantage at the end of qualifying yesterday. Huge 2-lap average, huge numbers in qualifying, and he looked considerably quicker than the Chip Ganassi cars. And although Alex Palou very, very racy in the opening the opening stint so far in this race, just doesn't seem to have the outright pace that Pato O'Ward has, certainly in traffic. But of course, Alex Palou extremely good at nursing those tyres. We know tyre wear will be a question that everyone has to answer here in this race today. And will Pato O'Ward just be taking too much out of his tyres at the moment? I don't think he looks too bothered with that at this stage in the race, because he is just so supremely fast. Pato O'Ward continues to lead here at Nashville, and I've had it confirmed by Jack Benyon, who is of course in various race, that he has not won from pole position at all in his NTT series career. So could today be the day for Pato O'Ward? And what a day, no spoilers, that may be for the Papaya. Yesterday a great day for the Papaya across the globe. Today may be the same. Alex Palou 2.7 seconds behind. Scotty Mack in the 33s there in 3rd place. Then it's David Malucas in 4th. Dixon now still in 5th, ahead of Ferrucci, with Colton Herter, the lead Andretti machine, there in 7th place. 46 laps completed of the 225. Question marks over just how long we'll go in this opening stint. Will it be 56 laps or more? And what we saw last time out at Milwaukee was when people started dumping the tyres, a lot of runners then down into pit lane, worried about their pace. As we see the PNC back Scott Dixon there, it looked like he was running a little bit slowly, but it's not. All is good in that Chip Ganassi machine. Or has he dropped down?
Well, earlier we heard Pato O'Ward calling for more front wing. Guys, take it away with the Dallara cutaway car.
Yeah, you'll see a little T handle here on both front wing end plates. Turn it clockwise, that adds downforce. Counterclockwise, it removes downforce. That's exactly what we heard from Pato O'Ward communicating with his team just before the break. He wants a little bit more front wing on the next round of stops.
Yeah, he was happy when he was out in clean air, but once he got behind those lap cars, that dirty air takes a little bit of the downforce away, so you crank in a little bit of front wing, that flap comes up, it's a little more protruding into the air, adds that front grip back into the car. As we get into these first round of stops, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of adjustments on these race cars.
Guys, you talk about sketch factor up here. How much does adding front wing tighten up the front but loosen up potentially the rear?
Well, James said it, in dirty air you want that front wing, but the moment you break free and you get good, clean, pure air, you've got to make adjustments in the cockpit. Otherwise, you can spin the car out and into the wall.
And how many times have we seen that, Tom, especially on the opening lap? It's pretty much with Rasmussen, colder tyres. He drifted off, but into the pit lane. It's beginning now, Tom, and Palou's coming in. He wants to get out of that traction of Pato O'Ward.
Yeah, this is a crucial stop really for Palou if he wants to win this one. He'll obviously go a lap down because looking at the pit stop time, it's run about 37 seconds in the pit, so he's going to be at least a lap behind O'Ward unless O'Ward responds immediately and comes in.
Get on pit road.
Oh! And Alex Palou has a flat front right.
It wasn't a pit stop. It's a flat tyre. That's why Alex has come down pit lane. He's got a blowout and he's managed to save it. The world champion of IndyCar has got a blown out tyre, JT, and he's having to stop down pit lane.
Into the box.
We're very much in the pit window right now. Those caution laps, off the top.
If anything, I think, JT, that saved him a little bit as he puts on the stick of red tyres.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. If the championship wasn't decided already, we would have been going crazy.
Yeah, we would have. Alternative tyres. It hasn't cost him that badly, I don't think. Tom, as you said, it was right at the right window to come in. So, fingers crossed he's okay.
Yeah, well, he's back on circuit now, but how much time has he lost on the route to the pit lane? And did he slow down to his mark in time for the pit lane speed limit? This is over at turn 1 where I think the blowout is about to happen. So he's already losing time by this point. Yeah, he's having to get off the high line to stay out of other drivers' way. And yeah, that's a slam dunk tyre failure for Alex Palou. And luckily, he's been able to stay in this one. Otherwise, that could have been curtains.
Yeah.
With another driver, they probably would have gone into the barrier.
Yeah, a fraction to the left, a fraction to the right, and if it happened just in the middle of the corner, bang, all gone. So that's our championship winner in real strides now, and Pato O'Ward leads by 3 seconds to Scotty Mack. And Palou's going to be begging for a pace car, but he'll get those laps back because into the pit lane, O'Ward and McLaughlin, they're now coming in down pit road for the first time. In green flag, David Malucas will take the lead of the Music City Grand Prix. What's up, JT?
Paul O'Neill has posted the Mario
I'm going to comment.
event.
I will comment. Let's get out pit road.
Georgia.
And you have to imagine Alex Palou coming to pit lane might have started a whole trend. Pato O'Ward brings the 5 to the attention of his crew. He called for more front wing, and they're also going to put those soft tires on the number 5. Much to follow.
I would think that McLaughlin should be able to jump Alex Palou on this cycle because Palou would have had to go so slow through the turn 3 and 4 apron coming to pits, and now Malucas pits.
3 turns of wing for Pato O'Ward. Daly is in, Malucas is in, so too Santino, Ferrucci, Kevin call David Malucas down to his place and his spot.
So both AJ Foyt drivers in. Everyone also kept a close eye on Alexander Rossi, who went to second set of softs, and he's about 50 laps into that, so they might be able to make them work pretty well, Georgia.
The Shell fuel and primary tires on the number 4 car before this pit stop. They had a big pit top ahead of this race.
Joseph Newgarden in on pit lane.
I wonder where David Malucas will blend out with Scott McLaughlin right here. There is Malucas off the button. I think that's McLaughlin about to go ripping by to the high side, but Malucas ahead of Alex Palou.
Palou will have his tyres up to temperature, should have...
Yeah, Palou should easily be able to get back through. He's already up into 20th position. Malucas runs in at 19th, so Will Power is the leader at the moment during this pit cycle as Scott Dixon comes in. Let's go down pit road as well. As Dixon filters in, everybody coming in, Power, Simpson, Schwartzman, all coming in now down there, pit road.
But Dixon in for Ganassi. Again, like so many, off the hard, onto the soft. That's a good, quick stop for Ganassi and Scott Dixon.
Yep, smooth as silk. That's what they need to do right now. As in also now comes Will Power. We're expecting 3 to 4 stops coming through. Marcus Armstrong coming in as well. Let's go down once more. Alot coming through. Here's Kiffin Simpson changing over. Puts on the alternative. A couple of changes to the front wing and he gets going. Will Power diving in now in what could be his last IndyCar race. Lot of fuel going in for Power right now. Lot of fuel, JT. That's a big change as well. He wants to go really long and gets out ahead of Simpson.
Yeah, just out ahead of Simpson. Armstrong will come down pits. VK is your current leader.
This is a big change. Go on. Big change to come through is what we're going to have. Still finding in Jacob Abel, Marcus Armstrong, Devin DiFrancesco, Felix Rosenquist coming down pit lane. Venus VK is in now, so the leader will be now we see McLaughlin doing battle with Malucas, and this is fourth position out there on the circuit. This is net third and fourth battling in together, so O'Ward is the leader. Coming in second will be Malucas, McLaughlin, Palou, Ferrucci, Newgarden, Herter, Dixon and Kirkwood is going to be the top 10, Tom, at the end of that stint. That's a big one there, nearly coming through as well. Having to dive through the lap traffic as well. Everybody going everywhere, not at temperature yet with tyres, and it's a bit dangerous at this stage. It's fast oval racing at a high circuit.
It is. And Palou is remarkably found himself back into third place now because he's ahead of McLaughlin, who is fighting with Santino Ferrucci by the looks of it. This is McLaughlin and Palou here, although that's not Palou in the middle there. That's Palou in that red and yellow Chip Ganassi. He's going to look to the outside at some point on Scotty Mack, but no way through here. But this is the attempt, I think. This is where he got by him eventually. Actually, he nearly lost it. Palou had a twitch when he was stuck behind the dirty air of McLaughlin's car, and he nearly went into the barrier. But this is the overtake now. This is Palou heading to the inside at turn 2.
Yeah, it was a super sweet move, wasn't it, JT, as well? One that I think even he would be gringing about back in his control box later on in the weekend. It was super smooth, cool, calm, collected. I think that's exactly the way the race needs to be at this stage. JT just keeps on going and keep on trucking.
Yeah, keep it calm for now. We are not even 100 laps into this, not even 75 laps into this, lap 66. So just got to keep it nice and calm so you can chase a little bit later on.
So O'Ward leading by 2 seconds at the moment then, as they will filter back through. McLaughlin 4th position, Ferrucci P5, Herter 6th, Herter now down to 7th, Newgarden moving up into 6th position. Socials have been an absolute buzz right now across the whole weekend as well with what happened. But that's the way it's going at the moment with a total of 158 laps to go this season. So first green flag pit stop has been completed, and now we're all going to be going the same thing. Oh yeah, what's going to happen next? What are we going to be witnessing? What are we going to be experiencing here? As Palou is back up into 3rd place. So, yeah, JT, it was a right time, kind of, for that blowout to happen. He's only effectively lost 1 spot, and if a caution comes out at the right time, he's golden.
Yeah, let's be honest, that was the perfect time for a blowout of that for that car because, well, it was the perfect time on the track and it was the perfect time in the race.
The calibre is not lost on us as to how brilliant an opportunity that was coming into it. Still, we are battling and racing on as to the end of this championship. Give you a full rundown. That's what you see on your screens up here in the booth. The tyre compounds as well are going to be a little bit of an interesting factor to keep an eye on here. sort of always buzzing a little bit, actually. It's quite an exciting gamble to come in with this race strategy, Tom, and I think that's what is going to make everyone just a little bit more excited. This race literally could and will have everything changed about it coming up soon.
I should think so, because you never know when the caution's going to come out and how that can affect your strategy. So it's run about 20 laps or so since we've seen drivers come in for a stop. So we're talking about lap 100, the next pit window to open for these to go as far as they can before they come in for their second set of tyres.
Scotty Mack, Unreal
third set of tyres, I should say.
Rod says, Scotty Mack, unreal driver, but shocker season. Nathan says, to hello to everybody, and it's been a fun season. And Plug also saying hello and welcome to the INDYCAR season finale earlier on in the broadcast. That's exactly what we've been having here, sort of an up and down day to keep on going at the moment as we take a look. The oval continuing on. Will Power is reporting a right front issue. Team is telling him stay out ahead of the tools in the car. What? That can't be a right call, can it? It is. Power has an issue. In what could be his last ever IndyCar race, he's got an issue. Unless Penske put in a fourth car at the Indy 500, which looks a bit unlikely, doesn't it, nowadays, to come through. Palou, Alex said on Twitter, Palou winning the title this year with DHL sponsorship is a fitting tribute to Eddie Jordan, who inspired the company to change from white to yellow to satisfy other Jordan sponsors in 2002 and a standout in a competitive post-delivery market. That is quite a stat there, and I like that from Alex as well on Twitter to come through.
Don't even look in your DMs, because there is no point of you looking in your DMs, because those pings is that exact tweet.
That is the tweet I was reading. I've got DMs open on the monitor, JT. Georgia.
It's a cut tire. I talked to Kara Kristalik from Firestone. She said the team believes it was cut, but they're going to further evaluate it. So here's a closer look at the right front tire of Alex Palou. It surely does look like a cut right here, and then if you flip it over, this is the extensive damage of it. So if you back up just a little bit, you can see that tire just completely done. Somehow, Alex Palou still remains in thirds, but right front's a concern for a lot of other teams as well. Will Power just came over to his team and says, tell me about that right front tire. So we might not be done seeing these things.
Careful with your fingers, Georgia. Metal wires come through those tyres, so be careful down there. If that is a cut, surely there should be a caution for a track inspection. But
I agree with Will Buxton here. If that is a cut tyre, it should be a caution, because there's something on the circuit that has cut that tyre. And yeah, Georgia, please be careful. I touched a broken tyre once and I had a splinter. I had to go and get it taken out by the one of the mechanics, and that was back at testing in 2019. Was not pretty, but coming in. But yeah, JT, there should be a track inspection surely, because if that's cut the tyre, there's something still on the circuit, probably from Rasmussen's crash.
We've got a repeat of a couple of weeks ago I think it was MotoGP, or it might have been World Superbikes. With the water bottle, we've got a repeat.
Oh no.
I cannot for the life of me open this water bottle.
You're struggling, aren't you, there?
There we go.
Run it under a hot tap, let it loosen. There you go. I was going to say, Neil Hodgson couldn't open a water bottle because he thought it was a pull thing, and he was biting it, trying to take it off, and it wouldn't work. And eventually he gave up and threw it, and as Malucas has crashed the wall exit turn 2, he eventually threw the water bottle behind him. Sylvain Cantoli picks up the bottle and just untwists it. And Neil Hodgson just looks there like he's just invented the wheel and goes, oh, it's a screw top. Oh, right. Yeah. It's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What makes it even better is that they've got lip mics as well. So he had to put the lip mic down, stop talking to fight with the water bottle for a couple of laps. I will actually point out to you, I do know for a fact that they then got him a pull top as well coming through instead. Malucas coming up on the circuit now, still in a battle down towards turn number 1. He's going to go to the high line, gets ahead. That's going to be a bit risky. Malucas goes up high, and they both have gone off Into the wall, David Malucas! Well, the man who looks to replace Will Power has just been sent into the barrier at turn 1. The caution is out. And, well, I don't like that one bit. That was a fair move coming over from Malucas. And the man in second in the race trying to lap the traffic, Tom, has hit the wall.
Oh, that's such a shame as well. He was driving beautifully up until that point. But I want to have another look at that replay because it looked like he cut across on the back marker. Here we go, look. Oh, he cuts across there.
45.
I think Malucas cuts across. Yeah, it's the 45 he cuts across. I don't think Malucas can blame the other driver for that because I think he cut across too soon.
Yeah. It's Louis Foster who's stayed online. Malucas out of the race. Go on, Jitty.
Second case of dirty air.
Yeah.
That we've had today in turn 1.
Oh, well, Nashville is a tricky circuit to get right. We see that a lot in the IndyCar. There was contact between them, and it was indeed Malucas is coming down the track and wiping himself out of the race.
That is a lot of debris.
I wouldn't be surprised if they red flagged the race, to be fair, because if they've already had a couple of punctures, they might want to keep it up. Look how on earth did Foster save that? They were both going round. That was fantastic. Brilliant save. So I wonder if they might red flag the race just to clean the track up a little bit, because there is a lot of debris at the top of the hill now.
So we're getting all of the sweepers out. We should be okay.
Yeah, I can now see it on our circuit monitors now up here in the comms box. The AMR safety crew is at the crash point, and they have 1, 2, 3 cars in the zone at exit of turn 2. So caution's out then for the second time tonight. And O'Ward now leads with Palou and Malucas. Even though Palou had that puncture, the safety cars came out at the right time. Let's say for Louis Foster.
Damage or not, I'm not sure. He just turned down into me.
And look, there's actually...
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting factor coming through. Okay,
I have physically got friction burn on the inside of my finger. That is how hard that bottle was to open.
Oh.
That was high speed as well.
Yeah, no lifting off either, was it? That was proper into the barrier. The attenuator took most of the damage, and I'm not surprised that David Malucas is having to be helped out of the car because that was a heavy hit, and it's a concrete wall behind the safer barrier, and not a lot of speed got taken up there. Ferrucci's coming to the pit lane. Yeah, Tom, not surprised he's having to be helped out there, and a little bit winded.
Yeah. That would just be a state of shock, I think, for David Malucas. But yeah, not good to see.
Several drivers have come in the first half of the field that have allowed to pit. So O'Ward's in, Palou's in. But this gets Palou back in the race, by the way, as they come through. Let's go down to Georgia.
The cars is that Santino Ferrucci almost stalls on pit entry and will lose positions as a result. Was P4. What will that do as we shake out with the pit stops? Georgia, Alex Palou coming down, so too Pato O'Ward.
Absolutely. Pit lane is getting exciting now. Pato O'Ward the first in his box. They're going to put a set of scuffed softs on. And remember, he has an extra set. Scott McLaughlin, a different strategy for him. They're going to put the hard tires on. And Alex Palou, another set of soft tires for him. They're both, all three down and away.
And McLaughlin will get ahead of Palou at pit exit. So O'Ward leaves first, then it's McLaughlin. Then it is Palou as they all exit together. Then it's Newgarden and Herter. Something happened with Ferrucci as he entered pit lane, and he lost 3 positions as a result. Then Scott Dixon, then Carl Kirkwood, then Will Power, and then Kiffin Simpson.
Okay, let's check in on the caution with Tom Gaymore.
Well, it's all happening here at Nashville. First off, we hope that David Malucas is okay. He got out of the car sort of unaided, but looked very, very ginger in the aftermath of that crash in terms of sitting down on that side. Thoughts with David Malucas as for the contact and what led up to that incident. Pretty much spot on, Fox Sports crew. Louis Foster, really strange move to come off of the tri-oval and dart up to get the entry when David Malucas had the run, but the contact, of course, David Malucas coming down on Louis Foster, desperate to get back into that low line. the first lane, if you like, because the second lane just isn't open now with all the marbles. So had he not come down, he will have been en route to the scene of his own accident anyway. Without the contact, he would have just pushed up on those marbles into the wall. As it stands, came down. Louis Foster kept his nose in and really defended that position with all his might. I think that'll be frowned upon by a lot of people, especially when you're doing these speeds on these super speedways and these ovals, as it looks as though we have a little bit of damage to the wall there, the safer barrier, these safer barriers that have made such a difference over the years. And a lot of drivers have those safer barriers to thank for, I wouldn't say softer impact, but lesser impacts than what might have been with a full concrete wall. When you hit these, the angles that David Malucas has hit there, safer barrier or not, at 200 miles an hour, that is a huge hit. You're looking at sort of 40 Gs or so, and that's 40 times your body weight. Very, very difficult to describe with words just how much that hurts and what that does to you as a human being in that car. It's a big, big hit, and we hope.
And the safer barrier is being repaired at turn 1 and 2, Tom, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a red flag.
Yeah, if it takes this long, I wouldn't be as satisfied, because I don't want to waste too many laps just trying to repair a barrier. And there is Malucas' car. That's over the barrier, and it's been towed away. Hopefully it won't hit any of the parked vehicles thereby.
There's the
But
work going on.
I will ask you, because I was looking at the NXT drivers this year. Obviously, Dennis Hauger winning the championship this season. Are we expecting any of them to graduate into IndyCar in 2026?
Who's just going down pit road to try and serve a penalty, first of all?
It's one of the Arrow McLaren guys, isn't it? Or is that Ferrucci?
That's Ferrucci. He came down the wrong way in pit lane. So Ferrucci thought you had to come through on the inside line at pit lane and not the right one. So they are repairing the track at the moment with the safer barrier. Hopefully we might not need a red flag, but I wouldn't be too surprised if that comes out. Yeah, certainly I think Dennis Hauger's going to make his way up as well. There's a couple others hanging around in the next that could come up. But yeah, typically they do 1 to 2 seasons, then move up into IndyCar. So, JT, what are you making of it as they check? Well, that safer barrier is going to take a while to repair. I suppose they don't want to red flag the race because they've got IndyCar. Yeah.
Yes, this is IndyCar. Well done.
So they've got NASCAR just after. Not going to be doing that mistake after this weekend.
Fox, NBC, different networks.
But there's a mutual respect between the two for it. They won't try and overrun it.
Mutual respect at they run races at the exact same time.
Yeah, well, that's just some of the idiotic moves.
You've probably already mentioned this, but sweepers are complete with their work around the track.
Didn't mention that. No, I just said about the red flag that we could have because they're repairing the barrier at 1 and 2. So, still, let's go back to Tom Gable.
Malucas will blame for that one. I mean, the contact was probably down to David Malucas coming down, but should he have been in that position anyway? Half a dozen of one, half a dozen of another, we shall see. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know your thoughts, any questions you may have. Let me know, and as we're under caution here at Nashville, we can get those answered for you. Looks as though safer barrier repairs continue as the field trundles around behind the safety car. This allows some of the sweepers out on track. That's good news because that will clear up the second lane. And if we get some side-by-side running at the restart, that'll keep the second lane open for a little bit until we get longer into the stint here at Nashville. So Sonic Lady saying, I hope the save is okay, it's not the risk again. And then, yeah, lots of you're getting in touch. Obviously, David Malucas, very popular driver, missed out on the pole position in Milwaukee and yesterday, running so strongly here today, but it won't be his day in Music City. Pato O'Ward it is who continues to lead. Secured second in the championship, of course, 6 top 5 finishes in the last 7 races. His first pole on an oval, going very, very well at this junction, ahead of Scott McLaughlin, who wants to finish off on a high in the 33s.
We should be going green soon. They've finished the work at the safer barrier, as far as I can tell from the onboard, so we'll wait to see when we will go green.
Prema currently sitting 13th, marching, he hopes, towards Rookie of the Year honours, with a special guest down on his pit stand.
The stars are out today on pit lane here at Nashville Superspeedway. I'm here with Waka Flocka Flame. You're here in the Prema pit box. What do you think of it so far? I heard you did the 2-seater ride earlier today.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, it took me a good 10, 15 minutes to levitate back to earth. Yeah, it was serious. Shout out to Fox News, too. I said this earlier. I'm happy y'all picked up IndyCar racing. Yeah, that's innovative.
So is it safe to say that we'll see you back?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, you know, Robert Schwartzman, he dabbles in music as well.
I heard. Robert, he got 2 new records he want me there. I said, all right, Robert, let me hear it. He said they're a little old, but I want you to hear them.
What do you think of the speed that you're seeing today, especially at the start of the race?
Good luck. Good luck. I love it, man. To me, man, it's a childhood dream, so I'm just living my childhood out.
It's good to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Fox.
And this was ultimately what led to this weekend, this new friendship between Robert Schwartzman and Waka Flocka Flame. Now, as we say this, Robert Schwartzman stays out on track. A bunch of drivers coming into pit lane, including his teammate Callum Ilott, including Nolan Siegel and Rinus VeeKay and Louis Foster. Marcus Armstrong gets out ahead of them all. And there's the 2 very distinct strategies in play. A very, very long stop for Alexander Rossi, and I think that's his 3rd stop.
Yeah, this effectively puts everybody back on the same strategy. These drivers getting their lap back as Rossi on the hard compound back out on track. Fresh tire for all. And James, the sweepers have been hard at work, so this will be a wild restart, probably some side-by-side action coming.
Oh, and guys, I mean, he's been thrilling to watch so far today. Up there in the top 10, fighting for the top 5, potentially hoping for a podium today. But Santino Ferrucci is being put to the very back of the field for improper pit lane procedures. As we saw on that replay, all of that hard work comes unglued, and what has been a miserable second half of the season for Santino Ferrucci continues.
But you said it, T-Bell. They're cleaning that high line, and if there's one guy we know, or one of the few guys we know who can get it done around there and make up some positions, it's this driver right here. So this is going to look very exciting as we are hearing some more information from race control, Will.
Right. And that is that Louis Foster will have to serve a drive-through penalty for blocking, and he will only be able to serve that once we go back to green.
Wow, I don't think that's the right call. What do you think, Tom?
I don't either. I think that's very harsh. I thought Malucas was responsible for the incident because he cut across on Foster when he was lapping him, because there's no blue flags on the ovals in IndyCar. So that, to me, I think is the wrong decision from the stewards. I think Louis Foster's been hard done by.
I agree, 100%. JT, what about you? That because it wasn't his fault. How do you block that? How do you blame the guy on the bottom for the top guy coming down?
Yeah, Malucas definitely cut down on him way too soon.
Green flag will be this time by as they come through at the city here. Looks like they almost want. It looks like Pato wants to do the choose rule here. He slowed up so much in order to try and come through. That's NASCAR, buddy, not IndyCar. As I kind of turn 2, the safer barrier has been repaired. And now we will blast off once more with hopefully some good running. JT, I'm just a little bit nervous because, as me and you both know, yellows breed yellows, and the last thing I want is to be right back in a few moments' time.
Yeah, we're on lap 100, so we'll be going green at the end of lap 100, start of lap 101, but we're coming to turns 3 and 4, and we're getting ready for the green.
Drop the flag once again. We are racing here in Nashville. O'Ward leads McLaughlin, Palou, Newgarden, Herder, Dixon up into 5th place already with a super restart. Palou goes down low and towards turn number 1. Gets ahead of Scotty Mack, who is holding on for everything at the exit. Over we go once more. Newgarden making up a couple of places. Ferrucci's penalty's been confirmed. Foster's coming down pit road now as they will sweep through to continue on. O'Ward to McLaughlin. Look at this run actually from Colton Herter, the winner here a year ago. He's trying to go around the outside line of Joseph Newgarden and passes him, Tom, like he's standing still.
That was super. Nice overtake from Colton Herter past Newgarden, but Newgarden, as we all know, is a fighting driver as he heads back on the inside. This is almost reminiscent to the Palou O'Ward battle. You just see Newgarden nearly clipping the left rear of Herter's car as they come down the pit straight again. Very close to being contact. They are very well respected drivers between those two. Newgarden, the more experienced, as Louis Foster comes out of the pit lane after serving his penalty. But yes, absolutely thrilling battling we are seeing throughout the field as O'Ward continues to head the way.
And JT, this is exactly what we want to see with the track swept, all lanes now able to be used, and everyone's ducking left, right and centre, as we now get to see again another move around the outside as Will Power tries to pass Carl Kirkwood through 1 and 2.
Yeah, around the outside, move has been completed and, well, much faster, once again standing still.
The outside line is your friend this evening. NASCAR IndyCar drivers, I keep doing that as they come through. A little bit down as now we get to see another battle further back. This is Ferrucci making his way through the field. He's got to get ahead of now that's the Prima, so that's going to be Callum Eilert. So Ferrucci's already made his way up into 16th place. He was sent right to the back of the most competitive field, which is a surprise as Herter battling now with Alex Palou over 3rd position. Takes the high line through 1 and 2, almost touching again. They did this last season. Herter back on the power at the exit. He's going to get a toe off of Scotty Mack as well. I thought he was on for a repeat, JT, of last year. It was almost like he's going to do it again.
Quite possibly. He's on an absolute charge as up to 3rd, biggest movers, plus 13 for Connor Daly, plus 10 for Golden Herder, plus 8 for VK, plus 5 for McLaughlin and Jacob Abel as moves to the inside, Colton Herter.
Herder goes through, gets up into 2nd place, Tom, and now Scotty Mack's going to start dropping back. Herder's on a charge.
Yeah, that was a stunning overtake. McLaughlin didn't even fight that one as they went through the last bend before the pit straight, but now Herter right in the wheel tracks of O'Ward as they begin another lap. Herter's absolutely flying, determined for back-to-back wins at this circuit, and we are seeing further that Scott Dixon being overtaken by Will Power in what could be his swan song race, and I think Dixon, has he got some form of issue because it feels like he's just dropped back so much as he recharging the hybrid.
Dixon's on 22 lap alternative tyres, so whatever the reason is that he's dropping back, he is dropping speed. You are right, Tom, on that front. So you get past here, it tends to hit you down as the two Penske teammates, McLaughlin and Newgarden, do battle. It's Scotty Mack staying ahead. Now Newgarden has got ahead as Power's also doing through. So the Penske's running together, 4, 5 and 6. McLaughlin has dropped 2 places in the space of 1 corner, JT, and now Newgarden 4th, Power in 5th.
Yep, as we continue to race on, and I have got all the timings for today, and I'm sending them to you now from NASCAR.
Hey, lovely, as we come through now again. Here's the move again, Tom, from Colton's POV. It was a nice move on the inside.
Very nice move, yeah. And it goes back to what I was saying, McLaughlin didn't even fight them. But looking on the multi-screen, we're seeing that Power is heading through on Newgarden the outside And that's another splendid overtake from the Australian, the 2022 NTT IndyCar Series champion, heading through into 4th place.
He's trying to prove that he can stay and be competitive. He wants to. He's the fastest man on the track right now, 197.661 mile an hour over the line. He is racing for a contract. You would have thought that victory in Portland, quite commandingly, 2 races ago would have done it, but no. The captain, Roger Penske, still adamant that it could be and should be David Malucas, who's crashed in 2 of the last 3 races. So, in all, Power seems to be once again the safer bet. He's going head-to-head now, Tom, with Alex Palou over 3rd position.
Textbook overtake we're going to see here, I think, from Will Power to the outside of Alex Palou. It's a shame that we haven't seen too much of this from Will Power all season. It would be absolutely tasty to see that championship battle between Team Penske and Chip Ganassi all the way through. But Will Power making the most of this restart. I don't know how much hybrid he's got left, considering how much these are slam dunk overtakes he's able to perform since the restart. But now he's got Colton Herta, who looks like his time with the charge that he had has disintegrated. It looks like Power is coming into a zone of his own.
Power's going right round the outside now. Colton Herta at the exit of turn 4 into the tribal section. Herta blocks him off. Power's not going to take no for an answer. He puts down that pedal. He's hard down to the floor, round the outside, and Will Power moves up into 2nd position. And next up is Pato O'Ward, and we're about to see him lead this race to come through in what is either his last ever IndyCar race or a race that could give him an extra season or contract. It's all go now. He is 2 mile an hour faster, Tom, than O'Ward. He's really pushing.
I'll tell you what, if Will Power was to come away with the race win, surely someone has got to snap him up for a race seat next year. It'd be such a shame for the series if no one hires him, because he's been absolutely fantastic throughout his career in this series. Oh, unless he's got other ideas in terms of where he wants to go to. But if IndyCar is where he wants to be at in next year, then someone's got to try and get him, because he's that phenomenal of a racing driver, despite how tough it's been for Team Penske in 2025.
I'll say this, and you can agree with me or not, if Penske let him go, then I think Chip Ganassi should get rid of Kyffin Simpson out the 8 car, who's had a pretty underwhelming season and a bad season, and stick Will Power in. Will Power is, in my opinion, a better caliber of driver than Kyffin Simpson, and I think Power would be a better racer. What do you think, Tom?
It wouldn't be a bad shout. I mean, if that was the case and Power was in place of Simpson, I wouldn't totally detest that decision. I think that would be a good move.
Yeah, rival and championship winning. Power has been told to chill out on the 2nd lane, still have a lot of left race to run, and his RF temps down.
Ovals have not been kind to him this season. Of course, he is the 3rd at Iowa 1, but listen to this, 24th at Iowa 2, 26th at Milwaukee, 27th at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and 16th at the 500. So a good finish for Will Power will set the tone for a lot of things. He also told me he will be having a meeting right after the checkered flag today to find out his fate for 2026.
No better way to walk into that meeting.
Smelling like champagne.
Smelling like champagne. Swing that door open, place that trophy on the table, and say, what do you think of me now?
I'm with you on that. As we're keeping on there, let's check in with Tom Gatemore.
What a Hollywood sketch that would be if Will Power could kick open the door of the Penske trailer and stroll in with a pot and champagne to see what his fate is for 2026. I mean, heavily linked, obviously, to Team Penske, but a lot of people think he's going to be out the door, and it's David Malucas who'll be in that car. And then the rumours around Rahal Letterman Lanigan and Andretti Global. I mean, the 2 key dominoes are, of course, Will Power and Colton Herta. That wild rumour of Colton Herta going to Formula 2 as Joseph Newgarden finds a way around the outside of Alex Palou, who was stuck there behind Graham Rahal. I think that is, yep, Graham Rahal in the Rahal Letterman Lanigan machine, and it just got a little bit dicey into turn 1. Newgarden with the momentum. Alex Palou could do nothing about that. Finally, he finds a way past And that is just indicative of oval racing, when and where you catch the slower cars. And now, as Rahal Letterman Lanigan Rahal moves to the inside in that RLL car, it looks as though Dixon has made a move on Scott McLaughlin. Yes, he has. So Scott McLaughlin on those black, harder sidewall tyres is dropping like a stone. He's the only one on that harder tyre. Now, we thought this was going to be a black race. T-Bell said it just a second ago. Is this turning into a red race here at Nashville?
$100 laps to go. Into the pit lane then is the 7 car. Now, this is Christian Lundgaard's day, going from bad to worse as the racing continues here. As we get another run to go through. O'Ward, Power, Herder, 1, 2, 3 coming through. Let's check back in with Tom Game.
That, of course, now heavily favouring Scott Dixon, who's having a good top 6 drive and hopes for more here today at Nashville. Pato O'Ward just looks great out front. Whatever anyone throws at him, he's just...
Yellow, 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 yellow. Don't know why, but we've got a caution out there on the circuit. We'll catch up in a few seconds' time. We've got the 7 on pit road. I'm not seeing. It's the 5. It's the 5. It's the race leader. According to my timing screen, the race leader has crashed out of the race. And he's standing right in front of me. Pato O'Ward gets up high and slams into the wall. And he's out. Will Power leads here in Nashville. Unbelievable! He gets too wide up into the wall, and Pato O'Ward is out of the Music City Grand Prix. He slams into the wall from the lead, and Will Power takes over with 98 laps to go. What on earth happened there, JT? He had such a command, and Pato is now patio furniture.
What in all that is holy did you do that?
Just drifts up.
Just got, once again, I think that was the classic case of dirty air.
That's 3 times in turn 1 alone. Unbelievable. He just drifts up. Yeah, who's that in front of him who's getting dirty air? It's the 77, so it's Stingray Rob. Just gets in that air of the cross point into 2, and Tommy just drifts him up into the wall.
It did. So we're just going to look from the onboard of Pato O'Ward's car, and I think you are right, Jay. It's the dirty air.
Got a puncture.
You could just...
Front right went down. Front right went down as well. You can hear it ticking away. The puncture was there too. He got in the dirty air and it blew the puncture. Overheating the front right, as we saw earlier on. Wow, if we've got a puncture issue here, I would not be surprised if they need to check this track again. AMR safety team is there, because guess what? It's broken the safer barrier again. We've got another safer barrier. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, I just want to apologise for that scare earlier about when, I think it was Newgarden and Palou, when they very nearly came together. It was going to be a repeat of Malucas and Foster earlier. I was very convinced it was going to be concept, but luckily it wasn't. So apologies for that.
I know, I looked down at you, I was like, what? I was watching the timing screen.
Well, I was paying more attention to what was going on the screen, perhaps more than you were,
I was
Josh,
reading the timing screen. I was reading the timing screen, keeping an eye on what was going on socials, and letting Tom talk, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. So, here we go. And we are now going to keep this one under wraps, JT. Caution's out again. Race leader is out. So it's effectively handing Will Power a silver platter.
Let's go down to the INDYCAR medical team.
Of the safety center, what can you tell us about David Malucas and his status?
Yes, so David's doing well. He's awake, he's alert. He is in really good spirits. We're just sending him down to our trauma center for some precautionary evaluation and advanced imaging.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Visor.
Oh, so he's actually being flown to hospital. I can see him now. He's okay. He's awake and alert and just laying in the medical center. Sorry, in the medical helicopter. But yeah, that's not frightening at all, is it? As pit road comes in and everybody's diving in. We're going to go back to that screen we just taken and head down pit road because Kevin and Hollywood are standing by.
Will Power is coming down pit lane. Let's see who else comes down to the pit lane. Colton Herta also is very much a factor after winning this race last year. Might go back-to-back, Jack.
Joseph Newgarden has actually already left. They made a front wing adjustment. This team is dialing that car in for the two of Joseph Newgarden. Georgia.
Will Power came into his pit box a little bit hot. They had to roll him back. He's going to go to the hard tires, but much happier with his car than yesterday. He's been on an absolute tear, but this is a long
problem. And he stalled it! He stalled it! Oh my goodness me! Will Power had a golden opportunity to walk into the room that could decide his future, and he stalled the car! Penske's season goes from bad to worse. He goes too late into the box. Look, he comes in too deep, as Georgia said. Whacks out his tyres. And oh my goodness, Will, you had one job and you have blown it, and that could cost you your IndyCar career. He's got it refired, but he's a lap down. Can he beat the pace car out? He's going to try and not get it through, and he's just about avoids being a lap down. But he is right at the back. Wow, this last race of the season, it may not have championship permutations, but it is certainly having IndyCar permutations for the future. Tom Gaymore.
Well, we had a few tyre failures at Milwaukee. Question marks over was there a cut in the track that was causing that. A few of you getting in touch saying, is there a cut here? Of course, this is a concrete oval. It's the only concrete oval that we race on in the NTT IndyCar series, and you have the slabs of concrete, and it does cause a little bit of a vibration or resonation as you go over those. You've got the big bump in turns 3 and 4 where the track goes over the tunnel that goes underneath it. So is there something cutting the tyres? I'm more inclined to think that this is linked to the load, the extra weight from the hybrid. The load is critical on these cars. That's why we came here taking away some of the downforce, because they're really worried about the load on the suspension parts and also the tyres here in IndyCar on these super fast speedways. And it looks to me as though that is what we're seeing playing out here today. But that is just a gut feeling. We are under caution again. We've seen David Malucas sitting up in the helicopter being flown off to get, I'm sure, some pictures taken. That's just precautionary. No one's got x-ray eyes, so off he goes to hospital to get the scans done there, and hopefully we will all get some good news regarding the results of those. The sweepers are back out cleaning that second lane, and we saw earlier on just how good that was for the racing here in Nashville. And there has been a little bit to unpick here. Alexander Rossi it is who leads. He's 38 laps into his stint on the black sidewall tyres.
Oh, so sorry, man. The thing was in second gear. I didn't even know.
Got about 20 laps to go on this stint. Joseph Newgarden it is who leads the rest of the field. It's a Penske sort of 1-2. They're second and third on the conventional strategy. They've all pitted 3 times, the top 3. And then it's Colton Herta. Alex Palou's filtered down to 5th on road. That will become 4th when Alexander Rossi stops. So Alexander outlier. Everyone here has stopped under those cautions. They're concerned about the tyre wear. Rossi stayed out on the black side of the tyres. He's 38 laps since his last stop.
Here in Nashville, Christian Lundgaard is out of the car and out of the race. He'd been sat down on pit lane for some time. The team working on his car lost a number of laps in the process, already 4 laps down, but he is out of the race. Car 26, that is Colton Herta. Unsafe release, he will have to drop to the rear of the field. But the running order as it stands is Alexander Rossi, one of the only drivers who didn't come in to stop last time round. He is leading from Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin. Then it's Alex Palou, and behind him it is Marcus Armstrong and Kyle Kirkwood, Scott Dixon and Connor Daly up in the top 10. So 2 Santino Ferrucci. And we remember that he was put to the back of the field on the last restart.
We saw Colton Herta there serving a penalty going to the back of the field for unsafe release on pit lane. The top 3 cars to start this race are out, and Will Power, who got to the front, has had issues. Georgia, what can you tell us?
Disaster for Will Power and the 12 team on that pit stop. Back in 20th now. I just talked to the team about what exactly happened. And when Will stalled the car, pulling out of his pit stop, they were spraying it with water. Some of that water got in the Buckeye, and it would not let him leave the spot. And you guys can probably decipher that a little bit better than I can, but that is what happened from the team. Jack Harvey.
I'm down here and I'm talking, unfortunately, too early to Christian Lundgaard. Christian, just tell us kind of what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's as simple as that. It's a race-ending issue. I don't know what it is at this point. But super frustrating, obviously. It was a race of survival, and we didn't.
Well, better luck next season, man. Still been a fantastic year for you.
It has been a fantastic year for Christian Lundgaard, his first with Arrow McLaren, a chance coming into this weekend for him to take 3rd place away from one of the greatest of all time, Scott Dixon, in the championship standings. That will not happen now. He will have to contend with what was a brilliant season on occasion, fell off a little bit through June, brought it back for the end of the year, though, and a wonderful multi-podium year for him.
Let's come back to Comcap. JT, what are you tracking? Is that the medical helicopter you've got hold of?
Maybe.
Only JT could grab hold of the medical helicopter in INDYCAR. It's just unbelievable. So where is he?
Nashville.
Makes sense.
I am just worried what your future job is going to be, JT, in the long run of your life.
It is a public website.
MI5
okay, at least
is
you've got a leg
watching.
to stand on there.
Anyone can do this.
It's just the fact that you've thought about it, did it, put it on the screen, and thought about it in the middle of a race. That's what's alarming me. Either way, though, we'll just turn off that camera because I'm going to have to stand up because I believe we're going to head back to green flag running this time by. So how long until the next caution? I'm going 35 seconds. Let's just see what will happen. It's going to be lap number 141 with 85 to go as we are coming out. Rossi is now in the lead of this race, and look at that already. Will Power has not got going at all as everyone's swamping around him. He's a lap down at the moment, but he's got no traction at all as we retake the green flag. That's so disappointing. Herta and Power with those penalties, as we know, but that was still alarming that he was in the middle of the field, just dropped back, and everyone had to dart around him. Rossi now becomes the race leader. Newgarden's battling for 2nd position as through he goes. Scotty Mack goes in as well through the lap traffic. So it's all smooth, the restart, Tom, as they continue on at the moment. It was an issue coming through.
Yeah, I'm really worried for Will Power at the moment. The race is just falling away more and more and more for him. And now you just see Palou there going into combat there. And look and see who that is. That's Marcus Armstrong.
Yeah.
That's Armstrong coming through in 4th place.
Armstrong's looking absolutely fantastic at the moment. He really is challenging hard. And look at that for Conor Daly. He's in 6th position. He's just passed Palou for 5th. And now he's going after Marcus Armstrong, as you mentioned. So Palou's starting to sink through the field now as well. And they have all changed tyres. So this is a completely unusual thing that's happening right now. Palou's got absolutely no traction. Ilott, Rosenquist, Abel, Rahal O'Ward, well, yeah, Rahal only, really, because everyone else is out of the race, but they have the alternative tyres. Will Power's come down pit road to serve his penalty now as well, but everyone else on the prime, the black wall tyres, so it should really be a running order to come through as I desperately try.
Are you good?
I breathed in and something went in to come through, but desperately trying to keep on with the commentary because we've got Newgarden right behind Rossi as he comes round turn 3 and 4. Look at how close he's getting. He's wheeling in the Ed Cameron racing car who finished 4th last weekend, but Joseph Newgarden is a master of ovals. They're 2 Indy 500 winners together as well, and they're still defending Rossi into turn 1, though, Tom. It's a close battle.
Yeah, Joseph Newgarden, who's won an IndyCar race in each of the last 10 years before this year, has a chance to keep that run going. This is the only chance he's going to get, as it is the last one of this season.
So, looking Scotty Mack as well to try and win again on an oval. This is all closing in. This is a feisty little race, and it's not been kind to its race leaders as well. So, Rossi's not in the best situation to be a contender at the moment, JT, but he's putting on a good defense. Ed Carpenter Racing finishing. He finished 4th last time out. His teammate of Christian Rasmussen won a week ago at Milwaukee. Now, could he win here? And back-to-back for the team. That would be insane.
That would be good luck, wouldn't it?
I'd pay. Die hard moments. As we take back in the camera up here in the comms box. Hello, everyone. They're still running in strong racing and strong action. Newgarden has taken the lead of the race. He's gone round the outside of Rossi. Rossi lifted off massively with a snapper, turn 4. And Joseph Newgarden leads here for the Music City Grand Prix in Nashville. The man who's won a race in every 10 years of his career needs to do it here again. And it's an oval. Should we really be doubting the man who won back-to-back 500s? For the first time since Castro Neves did it in 2001 and 2002. The pot, remember, he got for back-to-back wins, he got over $25,000 for winning it. Or was it $1 million? How much was it?
I don't know. I could do without with money in my life, though.
Do you remember, JT, the bonus he got? Because if somebody doubles up on the race win, they said if someone does a double, it'll move each year. So we got like was it $1 mil, $2 mil bonus? I can't remember.
I think it's 25,000
every run. Yeah.
Every year, and the person who does the double, I think, gets all of that. I think. So
it was 2003. As we look at,
I think it was around I want to say 400. It got up to 400k.
Thanks, JT. That's us using our memory back in May.
David Malucas' helicopter has landed, by the way.
Excellent. Let's hope he's okay at the centre. But yeah, they have got a backup helicopter here. As Logan says, hi, Gogo Hadja. P51 says it's a peak IndyCar race. Nathan says this race is wild. P51 also saying I think the season just wants to kick Helter in the groin as well. Football in the groin. Well, we've got a tyre in the groin. Maybe that could be the IndyCar version of things so far. Rossi's still closing in though. He's not going to let this one go. He's not dropped below 0.4 of a second the entire time he's been running behind Newgarden, and that's been the last 5 laps. Super smooth with 72 laps to go here in the IndyCar season of 2025. What are we going to do on Sundays? I'll tell you what. NASCAR Playoffs kicks off tonight on JB Motorsports. 10:45 British Summer Time. We begin the round of 16 at Darlington. Is that good, JT? Good segue? Like that one?
You started off American and then you just went back to Grimsby.
Why does everyone keep going on about my accent? I either have one or don't have one. It's getting quite comical! TV pictures are blown again! This is always the way it happens. Luckily, I've still got mine on board with Joseph Newgarden up here in the commentary box to keep an eye on the systems. Do you know, I have no idea why it's deciding now that this is the time to keep blowing up. I will try and fix this going into next weekend as well. We have our pictures back to come through. Lap 156 then, Tom, and so far so good as Newgarden leads. We didn't miss anything, so if you're watching the YouTube stream alongside from Fox, it's exactly the same image it's been for the past couple. But yeah, Tom, it's a good omen. Newgarden leading. He needs to win this race, as you mentioned, but he's got 69 laps to go and at least another 2 fuel stops to try and take it through.
Well, I've totally lost track with the fuel stops, but I'd imagine it's from the last portion that most of the drivers did their last stop. So probably expect it, around about lap 190, and they're going to try and make this their last stop to go to the end if they can help it.
Oh, this is Herta. He's been passed as well. Hang on a minute, why is Rossi dropping? Rossi's coming to the pit lane. So Alexander Rossi has dived in now I wonder what he's having in. Here he goes. I don't think this is scheduled to come through. It would be very surprising because we just had a caution not so long ago. That would have brought in the power. My iPad is not working for tweets today. Fuel comes in and away he goes. So I think that's why Rossi was leading so much to the front. He had a short fuel stint to come in as the racing keeps on going. So he drops back now down to 19th position in this race. Your camera went down? What are we reckoning then, Tom, of this one? It's been a nice end to the season, doesn't it?
It's a lovely end, and we've been treated to a gorgeous race, haven't we? It's not been one of those where it's just been, not a procession, but it's just one of those ones where we're not seeing a lot on circuit and we're waiting for laps and laps and laps to tick by and that the season's end. And that's what Will Buxton was saying, it's like the last day of school for some of these, and they want to go out with a bang, and it feels like Joseph Newgarden and co, perhaps Team Penske for that matter, with McLaughlin running in second place and not quite running the way for Will Power at the moment after being in the lead earlier, but it's a nice end to what's been a dogged season for Team Penske.
One of the worst in their history. If it wasn't for Power, they would have gone winless this season, and maybe they should remember that when they come to sign either a contract extension at the end of today, or Will Power gets shown his cards. In an interview earlier on he did with Jack Harvey on the grid, it sounds like Will Power knows that this is his last ever IndyCar race, and to have that happen when leading is sadly the most Will Power thing that could happen. But him and Liz have been a staple of IndyCar for many a year, and Liz literally chewing up the water bottles down in the pit stalls have become legendary. So much so that a dentist actually came up to her at an award evening and said, you've got to stop doing that. I'm a dentist, you will destroy your teeth. And she stops it now, she just crunches it and crunches it and crunches it really hard and tight. They thought about getting a stress ball. They tried it for a race, and I heard that she just split it in half. So the water bottles stays in place. Mitch says, you guys are hilarious and great. Hope to catch you next season. We will be covering IndyCar next year, as we always do. Lap 164 to come through. And we are closing in on the end of the year. 60 laps to go here. 6-0, and then the season is done and dusted. I will be quite sad. It's been a good year. But I think with the NFL season coming back, I think all the attention was going to have to switch to that. And also, I think Travis Kelce needs to switch his attention on a little bit towards the game season. I'm hearing that... Sorry, go on.
If you were living in America for 5 years, what kind of experience could you take from it? Considering that you're a sports fan, you love your IndyCar, you love your NFL, you love your NBA, and etc. What could you maybe experience differently over there to what you would get over here?
Ad breaks.
And a lot of them as well, particularly in baseball.
Yeah. I think the only thing I'd love America for is the takeaways. I think they do takeaways better than us. Trying to think of another.
Well, just after Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
One bite, everyone knows the rules. Have you seen his videos?
No, I haven't actually. You sent me one, but I was on about, you know, the Super Size Me. The one with Morgan Spurlock. Yeah, eats the McDonald's every day for a month and piles on loads and loads of weight. And the thing that's always stuck with me is the fact that you think, oh, I'm healthy, I'll have a salad. The salad's got more salt and sugar intake in it than the actual burger. So, yeah, joke's on you, vegetarians. It's one of my best things, that one. I love it. It's very good. Although I'm controversial, as I said earlier on to you, Tom, actually, it's better cooking your own food because you can then just have this natural flavouring. And I don't use oil. My God, sounds controversial. I don't use oil. I use seasoning, so you get a bit of. We'll talk about the race in a minute, I promise. But if you're cooking some mince, use some Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, not a lot. and then just season it. Some onions, bit of garlic, tomato paste, put it all together, and then let it cook in its own juices, and it gets the most wonderful flavours, rather than just ruining it by putting olive oil in and just go, ugh, or vegetable, ugh. Stop, you don't need to cook meat in oil, and don't ever boil the meat. Go on.
What do you ever use like Irish butter? Because that's meant to be like the proper butter to use.
I do.
Instead of the typical.
Yes, I do, yes. If I am doing a lovely piece of steak, I would use the butter, yes. Just to grease the pan up a little bit and let it sizzle.
Yeah.
I love cooking. I love cooking. It's one of my favourite hobbies. It's nice to have it. Craig says 6 months off season is too long. It really, really is. It's the same amount as the British Touring Car Championship, actually. And JT, you can back me up on this. We get to the end of the touring cars and go, oh, that's it for 6 months. And then when we get back, we'll go, oh God, who is everybody? Where is everybody? What was your name again? And then after the first day of testing, everyone goes, boy, it's good to be back home. It's a weird atmosphere, isn't it, the off-season?
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to miss IndyCar. I haven't done many races this year, actually, have I? How many have I had off? 5, 6 max out of the 17? Due to clashes in the series? Omi's been
done more NASCAR than IndyCar.
For one very good reason on that. NASCAR I had to pay 100 quid for. So I went in. All guns blazing. Still going
and
strong.
It paid off.
It has paid off, yeah. Viewership's through the roof. And IndyCar's been doing a bit better as well, coming through. Let's check in with Tom Gaymore with 50 laps to go here tonight.
Yeah, final stops coming up very soon indeed. Joseph Newgarden has used both of his mandatory sets of alternates, the reds. Scott McLaughlin has to use reds on his final stops. Joseph Newgarden can choose. Marcus Armstrong can choose, he's used 2 already. Connor Daly has to use reds, he cannot choose, he's only used 1 set like Scott McLaughlin. And then the rest of the top 10, bar Rinus VeeKay, have all used 2 stops. So Rinus VeeKay in 10th place, he cannot choose either, although he does have a short amount on reds at the beginning of the race, but I'm not sure if that was green flag running. So as it stands, Connor Daly and Scott McLaughlin out of the top 5 will have to use red tyres. We will see what the other runners do, because they have used their red sets that they have to run twice, so they're free to use red or blacks in that final stop. Newgarden it is, 1.5 seconds ahead of McLaughlin. Marcus Armstrong. Heard Jack Harvey talking about him yesterday, saying he's his underrated man of the second half of the season. We know his boss said to him at the beginning of the year, we just want to see a bit more. And then when he came back after Indy, he's just been in the top 10 every single race, bar Toronto. And that's been a wonderful run for him. 7th in points at the moment, already has that rostrum that he got at Iowa on the oval, and here tracking towards another rostrum finish, but he's got Connor Daly there in 4th place, who would love to finish on a high, and then Carl Kirkwood, who has arguably been the man at the moment at Andretti, those 3 wins to his name, 5th in points at the moment. Carl Kirkwood with a chance of securing that 3rd place in the championship. He's battling it out with Lundgaard and Scott Dixon. Dixon still finishing strongly in the top 10. Of course, Christian Lundgaard out of contention, out of this race. Final set of pit stops coming up for you here in Nashville. Let's head back stateside now for that dash to the checker.
Welcome back. Pato O'Ward has been seen and released from INDYCAR Medical. Alex Palou and Callum Ilott are coming down pit road. We are in to the final pit window of the 2025 NXT INDYCAR season. Newgarden is leading from McLaughlin.
His block.
as we're getting ready. Palou's down there. Let's head down. It's hard compound tyres for Alex Palou. That's very brave, JT, to go on to for the final stint.
Yeah, some cars having to be forced, some having the choice, as Palou exits pit road and will get back out.
So moves up as well. Ferrucci passes Kirkwood, who dives into pit lane. So does Rosenquist and Eilert, though, Tom. This is going to be a big factor because they've Penske up for 1-2 at the moment. They want to take it as hard as they can.
They do. And Newgarden and McLaughlin going as far as they can before they need to pit in for their last stop. It's a crucial one now because if Palou does not get caught up in too much traffic after he's just pitted, which he has done now, he could come back into the fray of fighting for the winner. As we see the number 27 of Kyle Kirkwood, the winner in Long Beach earlier this season, finishing his final scheduled stop. It's been a respectable year for him, hasn't it?
I'm being told that Fox have, I think, gone down. So I think they've had a problem. They've had to run to commercial break because their combox has gone down. So that's an interesting run. Alex Palou, first lap out the pit lane, JT. 197.994, fastest lap of the race so far. He's blown it away.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what he needs as we are continuing round the speedway. At Scott McLaughlin, who is chasing down teammate Joseph Newgarden out in front. Shout out to Marcus Armstrong in the 66, who's currently third.
That's amazing for Marcus. Another strong day and a strong run is coming. Tom's going to leave us in the last, in about 5 minutes time towards the end of the race. Newgarden's diving into pit lane though. Let's go down then. We've got our Fox colleagues back. Let's rejoin for pit window action.
Exclamation point on what's been a horrendous season so far, results-wise from Joseph Newgarden. And Jack, he comes down to you for this pivotal final stop.
It is a pivotal final stop, James, and as you well know as well, these in and out laps absolutely critical. Slid just a little bit into his box. New hard tyre compounds going on. They spent the early part of this race dialing that car in. Luke Mason told me he was happy, and a happy Joseph Newgarden is normally a really fast one. And staying on this, Marcus Armstrong feels like he's having just one of those days that he's had all season. A little under the radar, but remember, his last podium came on an oval.
Joseph Newgarden sliding way long, like his teammate Will Power did earlier. Caitlin Brown, the left front tire changer on the number 2 car, doing a brilliant job to adjust and not lose her driver any time as Alex Palou goes by.
Yeah, retakes a position there as well. Tom Dixon, McLaughlin and Schwartzman all diving in. It's going to be a super stop actually as McLaughlin dives in. Georgia.
This is a crucial pit stop. McLaughlin is going to take him all the way to the end. As you said, he has to use those soft red tires. The car, a third in Milwaukee. As you know, a win would mean everything for this team. He's down and away.
So he's away, Schwartzman's in, and it's a long stop in that battle for Rookie of the Year honours. Very long stop for Robert Schwartzman, horribly long stop for Robert Schwartzman. Dixon is in, Daly has not yet stopped, and the power of the undercut appears too pronounced to deny.
Hey guys, Alex Palou's going to go ripping by McLaughlin.
He's taking him. Palou is now back on the lead lap. Oh, Tom, Palou can actually get back in the race lead.
He can, and watch for McLaughlin as he's fending off. Is that Newgarden behind him? I think it is.
And Newgarden's gone through. McLaughlin can't do it. So now, Scotty Mack gets it. Oh, I'm losing track. This is amazing. So, Newgarden misses out. Scotty Mack has taken the lead of the race. Down on pit road, that's Daly from third. And it's a slow, but it's a good one. VK, Devin DiFrancesco, Stingray Rob, Louis Foster, all coming in now as well. Scotty Mack will take the lead. Herta in. Well, JT, this race continuing just to blow up as ever. What an exit.
Yeah, Nashville always delivering as continuing round. We will have the order refresh, as you say. Colton Herta heads down pit road.
Just takes it to the inside line. Let's head down now and join our pit group.
Makes his stop. It will be Palou. It'll be Alex Palou who somehow, despite having a puncture, despite having to battle his way through, despite falling almost out of the top 10 at one point.
7-second pit stop for Colton Herta. He nailed it perfectly on his marks. A great job from the Andretti team for likely the final pit stop of their 2025 season.
33 to go. Alex Palou leads against all the odds.
It just seems so quintessentially 2025.
It does, doesn't it, Tom? Of course Alex Palou's leading the race. Of course he's doing it. Why not with 32 laps to go?
Absolutely remarkable. But he's not won a race this season when I've been in the commentary position with you, JB.
That is true. And you are about to leave the commentary positions. I think that curse is... I will take that you've cursed him.
Okay. I've got another couple of minutes before I need to head off, but what a season it's been for Alex. If he, with that last stop, presumably, he just needs to hold off McLaughlin and Newgarden to the end. But the trouble he's going to have is traffic ahead of him, which he will not want to get bogged down by. He very nearly was on the receiving end of a collision when both he and Newgarden were going by one of the back markers at turn 1, but luckily they survived. But you have to say it's game on for the win unless we get another caution, which will throw another spanner to this end of season showdown.
Well, Omi's in the commentary box, and knowing our luck, we'll probably have rain as well. It's an oval, and it's probably about time we get some anyway.
Why did you just mention the R word?
It's Omi, he's in the commentary box. It usually comes naturally to it, doesn't it? Look at Newgarden, front tyre wobbling like crazy. And he sets off after Scotty Mack, his teammate in P2. Still, what's it looking like for Darlington, by the way, JT?
I don't know.
I don't think we'll keep an eye on it. Looks like we'll have about not a lot of breaks. We're going to go straight from NASCAR to INDYCAR here tonight, folks, as we will crown Alex Palou officially as champion.
Half an hour, depending on how long the post race takes.
That is true. I would like a bathroom break before we have to go straight on here for NASCAR. That would be
You
pleasant.
should get that.
Yeah, that's pleasant. Fully reset and ready to go. Tom, what's your closing thoughts on the INDYCAR season then before you disappear?
Dominance from Palou, but it's well deserved, and now it's got the likes of McLaughlin and Newgarden closing in behind. This is going to be very intense, which will be a fine way for me to sign off from this INDYCAR season. Congratulations to Alex Palou, congratulations to Chip Ganassi, and best of luck to see if Joseph Newgarden can finally win his first race of what's been a hard season for both him and for Team Penske.
Thanks, Tom, for all your hard work this year in INDYCAR. Mega job. We'll see you next season as well. And JT, this is getting close now as Scotty Mack is battling with Palou for the lead of the race. He's desperately trying to hold him through and keep traction. Maybe Tom's curse is going to be remaining just a little bit as Scotty Mack goes round the outside. And Scotty does know because he now leads here in Nashville. Oh, JT, as soon as Tom disappears, the lead changes.
You cannot like this stuff.
Textbook. Penske are just going for it, and it's going to be Scotty Mack. We are 24 to go, JT, in this season, and this is going to have yet another run, because is Palou going to get passed by Newgarden here? Oh my goodness me, is it about to be a Penske 1-2 once more? Palou had to stop early on for tyres through the inside, and Newgarden takes second. Penske 1-2, and Scotty Mack leads. He's on course for his first win this season, JT.
And, well, better late than never. Last race of the season. Let's see what he can do.
Where's Will Power to Daniel? Is 22nd, and his contract signing will be after this race as well. Hopefully we might have some news on that before we have to sign off, but if not, tune into the Grid Tonight Show on Grid Network on YouTube for all of the latest news, views and opinions around the motorsport world. That's on Wednesday nights on the Grid Network on YouTube. It's at Grid Network TV. Scotty Mack leads from Newgarden second, Palou third, Daly fourth. Rossi completes out the top five in what has been a wild race here at Nashville. The last couple have actually been barnstormers ever since Palou won the title. Even Portland was good compared to what people were saying in the past. Well,
Is that maybe because Palou has backed down a little bit, knowing that he's won it?
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there, doesn't he? So he's got the title, backs off, all good. But even here today, he's just gone through. And JT this year is going to have yet another filter in it, because guess what we've got? A caution has come out here at Nashville. I don't know why as of yet. I'm trying to have a look around on the timing track on the drivers. There's nothing coming through. Oh! It's Scotty Mack! Scotty Mack brushes the wall. Exit of turn 2. And Newgarden takes the lead. The race leaders are just cursed. Absolutely cursed with turn 2 today. Newgarden leads with 20 to go, and the caution's out, JT.
Was that maybe a little bit of a premature caution? We will let you decide on that. Here is a replay.
Gets offline, goes through. Yeah, I didn't even touch the wall. He didn't even touch the wall. That is a premature caution.
INDYCAR is going to sweep the track for the dash to the finish.
Fair dues, because if that keeps happening, we'll be in a red flag situation. So Scotty Mack will have another go. Oh, he did brush the wall. From one camera angle, it looked like he didn't, but he did actually touch it. So we're going to have a 15 or so lap dash to the end of the season. Winner takes all style. Talk about IndyCar trying to manufacture what was going on. This is just a bizarre day of running. Let's take a look at it from on board. This is the radio.
Watch, it was a little harder to try oval here.
Now, the drivers normally run around with a slightly right hand down. It's not a perfectly straight steering wheel on the ovals. That's a pretty...
Okay, caution's out. Let's check in with Fox.
Know if it's different than it was before.
It looks okay to give it the old college try.
Oh, he ain't coming in. But I'll tell you who this helps, guys. Alex Rossi, sitting in P5, off back-to-back P5s. He needed a little bit of yellow to help make this fuel number a little more palatable.
But guys who will come in as drivers that want to get opportunistic, just like last week in Milwaukee. You bet. Several cars are going to throw fresh Firestones at their car and just try to go for it on a restart.
Newgarden is on the hard. Palou is on the hard. Drivers are coming in, including Alexander Rossi.
Oh.
Jack Harvey.
Thank you, Will. He's coming down pit lane right now. Obviously, this has been a little bit of a roll of the dice on strategy. That yellow was what they needed. It's maybe too far that they can't go all the way. Brand new tyres going on, flowing some of that Shell fuel, and overall looked like a pretty clean and smooth start for Ed Carpenter Racing.
Was that just based on fuel, or was it trying to roll the dice on tires like they did in such successful attempts last week?
We're going to have a short dash, a short sprint to the flag to conclude the 25 season.
Let's check in then for the final time this year with Tom Gatemore during a race. Tom.
Peak IndyCar racing on the ovals again. I'm not sure I can take much more of this. This race has had pretty much everything. And it is Joseph Newgarden's turn back at the helm of the field. It was a Chip Ganassi Palou masterclass with that undercut. Scott McLaughlin as well, pitting one lap before Joseph Newgarden. All looked lost for Newgarden. Certainly trying to pass his teammate was always going to be a tough ask. We know that the Chip Ganassi car, Palou's machine, as the stint length goes on, it just hasn't had the pace. Both Penskes made easy work of Alex Palou in the end, and Scott McLaughlin will be spitting feathers as to what his input was in that incident up at turn 2. Just could never get the car back down to the low line. Maybe just trying to take a bit of air away from Joseph Newgarden on entry, I don't know. But as it stands, it's Joseph Newgarden back at the front. Question marks over that right rear for Scott McLaughlin. Team Penske cars first and second, but for how long is Scott McLaughlin's Penske Chevrolet okay is the first question mark. Alex Palou is the next car, fourth on the road, but third overall. And Connor Daly there in fourth place, the purple machine just behind the yellow and red DHL car. of Alex Palou. Before McLaughlin ran up high, for me it was shades of Texas 2022. I just had this vision of Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin. It's the last race of the year. Neither one of them has won a race. Both teammates, but we know that both of them are on full send to get to victory lane. Rule number one, don't come together with your teammate. Wasn't suggesting that, but we know that it's very much win it or bin it for both of these two. What has Scott McLaughlin got up his sleeve? Is his car okay? And can the master of ovals in this modern era, Joseph Newgarden, see that Team Penske machine to victory lane for the first time in 2025?
A lot of laps left, so I don't know how much sweeping they were able to accomplish, James. It looks like they're in a hurry-up program to get them off the track and get this thing restarted.
And because we're under 15 laps to go, they are driving all of the lap-down cars through pit lane, which means everybody is in order as per their position. So everything up for grabs. Last week it was all about new tires, but what's it going to be today, Will?
Well, that's the question. And how will they utilize the fuel that they have left? And of course, the hybrid system on board the cars, how they are able to utilize that, co-developed of course by INDYCAR, Honda and Chevrolet, launched into competition in 2024. It gives the drivers another option when it comes to race strategy and passing power.
This Honda Civic Type R pace car is leading the whole field around for a few more laps. We're going to be, I think, about 10 to go when we get green here.
And Rossi's probably saying, hey guys, get this thing started. If I'm going to make these tires work, I need laps.
Let's go, let's go.
The other one to keep an eye on, guys, 10th position. Robert Schwartzman running for that Rookie of the Year battle. As it stands right now, he is running in front of Louis Foster in the points.
Well, as we sit here still under caution before we get running, 2026 gets started at St. Petersburg. Nowhere better to start the year. We hope you will join us there and here on Fox doubleheader with the NASCAR Truck Series, February 28th and Sunday, March the 1st, 2026. Cannot wait for that. One to go and we will be racing. There will be 11 laps to run here at Nashville to see out the 2025 season. Joseph Newgarden trying to hang on for what would be his first win, and a glorious win at home from his teammate Scott McLaughlin, from the champion Alex Palou. Watch for Connor Daly.
Here we go then. Time to end this incredible IndyCar season. It's Joseph Newgarden, Scott McLaughlin from Alex Palou. The green flag is displayed. We are going back to racing. A shootout to decide the 2025 season. Newgarden leads. Green flag. We are running for the last time this year. And look at Palou. He's got such a run on the back of McLaughlin. He'll pull down low into turn number one. McLaughlin turns in, not knowing he's there. Palou barges his way through, and he sets in sights on Newgarden. And now watch McLaughlin fall JT down the field as Simpson, of all people, has caught up to him.
3 wide, further back, going in towards turn 3, but Kevin Simpson on the inside line of Scott McLaughlin. Will he try to get to position? Currently in 4th, battling for that 3rd place. They're still looking to go 3 wide further back.
This is going to be very tight. Simpson's holding that low line. McLaughlin holding the racing line. Exit of turn 2. As now we get to see as well. That's definitely Palou. Is that... Hang on, has McLaughlin gone back ahead there? He has. Scotty Mack has retaken it. Coming through, is that lap traffic? I can't tell because McLaughlin's still in a battle at the front. So there's lap traffic in the mix. Let's get the order right. We're watching now McLaughlin battling with Simpson down low. Simpson's surely going to keep ahead. 9 laps remaining at this moment in time. Palou's right at the back of Newgarden. And the driver ahead is the 66 of Marcus Armstrong, who's in the way, JT. So that's giving Newgarden a little bit of a tow, but Palou's right there.
And Simpson still on the inside of McLaughlin. They are nearly touching as they go across the line, down in towards turn 1, where all of the incidents have been today. They are wheel to wheel. They are so close to contact.
I'm surprised they haven't made contact. This is unbelievable. Look at them there. The side draft alone is shaking them apart to come through as they go into 3 and 4 once more. Palou is now chasing after Newgarden. He saved up his hybrid power. Palou is 100% to deploy. Simpson battling still with McLaughlin, but round the outside, look who's coming to play. It's Connor Daly trying to get a 3rd position once more. They are locked in right now. McLaughlin and Simpson over 3rd position with 7 to go as Palou closing in on Newgarden. This race is being decided at the front from all positions, JT.
Connor Daly always there when it is an oval. He's always an underdog. We don't mention him, but you can guarantee he's most of the time always there. Clifton Simpson has now gotten in front, and he has pulled in front clear of the number 3 Scott McLaughlin.
So now we need to turn our attention to the race leaders. Newgarden v Palou. There's 3 tenths at the moment, but we move in to the final 5 laps of the 2025 season, and this was a replay further down the field as, contact between the Prima and the back and the McLaren. So that is going to be, off the, looking down on my timing screen, that's got to be Nolan Siegel, isn't it?
Robert Schwartzman has got a penalty. He's down pit road. He was 9th.
So that explains why we had the order go down. Yeah, so it was Nolan Siegel and Alan McLaren getting dropped out of it. 4 to go. Is Joseph Newgarden going to keep that 10-year streak alive and claim at least 1 victory? Or is Alex Palou going to complete the perfect season and win the last race of the year? 3 laps to go, and they are closing in. I've got a feeling Newgarden's not going to do this, because who stands in the way of Alex Palou at the moment? It's absolutely door-to-door stuff, and it is full on JT. It'll be 2 to go, and Palou's using everything he can.
And he has got all of his hybrid. He is able to be regenerated. That hybrid, he uses it all the way down the front stretch to try to get that boost. Meanwhile, Scott McLaughlin trying to get round the outside of Clifton Simpson in turn 1.
Round the outside, trying to take it in nicely. That's going to be a tight line to come into it. The white flag is out for the final lap of the year. Another 25 seconds left. The battle still brewing for 3rd. As Palou looks like he's backed out of it. Is Simpson going to be able to hold on against McLaughlin to get him a podium? The white flag is out now. This is the last lap of the 2025 INDYCAR season, sponsored by NTT. And who is going to be the winner? It looks like it's going to be Newgarden. Palou is closing him in though, and the battle for 3rd still brewing as Simpson goes low to defend from McLaughlin, who's coming up high. But the 10-year streak continues. Joseph Newgarden is going to be a winner here in Nashville. Newgarden wins and the streak's alive. Palou is 2nd. He's already champion, but rounds out a perfect season. And Clifton Simpson gets a podium in 3rd, and McLaughlin 4th, Daly 5th, but Joseph Newgarden claims victory, and boy, he needed that.
Great job, great job, sir.
And he did.
He needed that, JT, so much.
Yeah, and well, that is a very good way to round off, let's be honest, not a very good season for Team Penske.
I'm with you on that, mate. Not a good season, but 2 wins in the last 3 races. That will do it indeed. The checkered flags are held up by Aaron, and Joseph Newgarden will burn out the engine in front of the fans.
He's attempting.
Oh,
and Alex Palou is in doing donuts in the dirt. That is the engine that we can actually hear.
What a season. What a year. Oh.
And all of the gardeners and people who deal with the grass look away now.
Joseph Newgarden has become... Oh, he's doing it again. He's gone into the crowd. It's like he's won the Indy 500. He's climbing over into the fence, and he's gone into the grandstands, and he is high-fiving literally everybody. And looks like he's always trying to leave the circuit. He's trying to get a beer. He's going everywhere. Joseph Newgarden is celebrating with the fans, and Alex Palou has joined him on the pitch straight, and he's taken a seat in the grandstand and is watching Alex Palou do the donuts. Newgarden's having fun, JT. What an end. That didn't expect that. Newgarden's taking a fan seat.
And INDYCAR's version of Fernando Alonso in the camping chair.
Newgarden's a man of the people. That is simply lovely. What a race. What a year.
Here come the team.
Oh, they're going in as well. Oh dear, we're going to have everybody, aren't we? Palou put 3 fingers up out of the car and then put 4 up. 4 years dominated. And now Newgarden will be let out of the fan area and will continue.
I mean, he could have waited for the stairs that were literally being put in as he walked through, but nah.
He's not a stair person, is he? What a race. Shall we hear from him? Let's go down to Fox.
More than one occasion. He's been robbed, let's be honest.
And today, his race team helped bring him out of a small hole there on pit lane when he slid wide or long. They recovered with cool, calm, Penske perfect process to get Newgarden back on the racetrack without losing too much. And it put him back to third, but then he had to fight his way to the front.
That's why this was a team effort. You know, the team helped him out in pit lane, but then back out on the racetrack, this driver had to go, stand up in the seat, and really get it done.
Well, she's had to hot-foot it over the grass to get there, but our Georgia Hennebury is standing by with Joseph Newgarden.
It is a storybook ending to the season for Joseph Newgarden. You have been trying for these emotions all season long. What are they?
I'm just glad we got one without anything going wrong. For the pigs! For the pigs, Chad! No one will get that. Chad gave the greatest pre-race speech in Milwaukee. For the 2 crew, just happy to celebrate this team. You know, they deserve it. No one's gonna understand the pig, Chad. Thanks for handing this. Yeah, it's just been, you know, it's rewarding. It's rewarding for our team. They've done a great job. Obviously, Will won in Portland, which was a huge lift for everybody, and he really deserved it. And I think he could have won this race today. It was a shame to see what happened to him. He's a legend. I was on the radio. I was like, you guys see Will? What a legend. But it's great for our team, Stemo, Team Chevy. So, tough year. Tough year, but good to get a win here at the end.
And to do it here in your hometown, Nashville. How about that? How about the support from the fans?
It's pretty great. I think we should be racing in Nashville in the championship all the time. We don't need to be going anywhere else. I don't care where it is, whether it's at this track or somewhere else, but just in the vicinity will be a good thing. So it's great to be home, and yeah, pumped, just pumped.
A scenic end for Joseph Newgarden. You can park here. That is Joseph Newgarden, a winner here in Nashville. Now to Chris Myers.
Hey, thank you very much. What an exciting finish to the 2025 season. We'll be live in Victory Circle in just a moment. The crowning of the 2025 champion. You'll hear from Alex Palou. Our trophy ceremony is straight ahead, live from Nashville on Fox.
Straight ahead, no left turns? Or are we taking left turns? Or are we taking right turns to Victory Circle?
I don't think there's any turns left in this season, is there? It's such a weird year that we've had to deal with throughout it all. What an absolutely bizarre day. What an absolutely bizarre season. I don't think we'll even get to understand fully what happens in the championship until later on in the year. What do you make of it, JT?
The race or the season?
Both. Let's start with the race.
What a race. Nashville always delivers. Turn 1, maybe something needs to be looked at, but it is a concrete oval and the tyres are under so much pressure. It's the only concrete oval we run here, and maybe there could have been something in the surface, or maybe they were under so much pressure that some tyres just gave up. But maybe something that Firestone need to look at if it was just the tyres giving up. Hopefully David Malucas is alright. That was a hard hit. Very, very hard hit, and we will keep you updated if we get any updates in the NASCAR stream, which you will be able to see in 59 minutes time. We will be live. And dominant season from Alex Palou, well-deserved champion from Alex Palou. We can't look past the things that Alex Palou has done as a driver this year. We can't look past the things that Alex Palou has done in the NTT IndyCar series as a whole. He is becoming one of the best drivers that IndyCar has seen in a very long time, if not becoming one of the greatest of all times, being mentioned with those big names we always mention. And if we look past everything that with Alex Palou, even though we've had domination of race wins, we've had the different race winners, we've had the most different number of drivers on the podium we have ever seen in the IndyCar series. So even though it was the same winner for 9 races, it's good to see that drivers that have never gotten a podium before get on a podium. Drivers who have never gotten a win before get a win.
Let's head back over then to Fox for the crowning moment of the championship and the post-race ceremonies. Chris Myers is handling all the action as Alex Palou has been pushed into victory circle for the championship, and also Joseph Newgarden's car is being recovered. Just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us for IndyCar in 2025, and thank you for your lovely comments.
The grass on the infield, Alex Palou celebrating his championship. But what a day. Joseph Newgarden, your race winner. Alex Palou coming home second. But Scott McLaughlin, on a day of what could have been, still came home on the podium, 3rd place. He's with Jack.
Scotty Mack capping off the season with a podium. Epic battle with Kiffin Simpson there at the end. How did you feel about your race?
Bittersweet, right? Great for the team. Well done to Joseph. You know, I wish it could have been me, but I just turned a little late into one there and just got my right rear. I nearly saved it, and then it just got up in the marbles. So, yeah, sad for Dex Imaging, but you know, at least Team Chevy won, and we're up there. But full credit to Kiffin. That was some very elder statesman driving from the young fella. He did an awesome job, and I just held it flat at the end. If I was in the fence, I was in the fence. So I managed to hold on to it, and yeah, glad to get a podium.
Congrats, Scotty. I'll see you on Broadway in a little bit.
Well, let's head down now to the champions celebration and the giving of the trophies. And to your man, Chris Myers.
Hey, thank you, Will. An energetic crowd has gathered here for the NTT Championship Trophy presentation. Thank you all for being here. And we'll start with the Manufacturer's Trophy, that presentation. Want to welcome Doug Bowles, president of INDYCAR, and also the president of Honda USA, David Salters. Welcome, gentlemen, if we could, take the stage. A few words from Doug.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, NTT, for an amazing championship this year. This is the 11th time that Honda gets to hoist this trophy. Congratulations. It's the 5th time in 8 seasons that you've done it. What an amazing season. 12 wins, 10 poles. It's been outstanding. Thank you so much for all the help that Honda's given us this year. It's been an amazing year. We look forward to seeing you again next year as you and Chevy battled out. But congrats on the 11th, and I think we get to give you a trophy here shortly. But congrats, David.
Thank you, and as always, thank you to all our boys and girls who have worked really hard. Thank you to all our teams, Alex, and thank you most importantly to all the fans. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you. And congratulations, a round of applause for Honda and the Manufacturer's Trophy. Well done. And now time to celebrate the championship team. And you can see the 10 Honda has rolled in here as you pause for some photos. And we want to welcome in the owner and his team, Chip Ganassi, Ganassi Racing, and the crew. You should all come on up here. Chip is here somewhere. Come on up, Chip. Congratulations. The 17th IndyCar Championship, equaling the most there is. Appreciate that. Does your crew want to come up here as well? Do they want? We're going to have Alex wait, but have the crew. Yep, have the crew come up. Yep. And Chip, let me just ask you how sweet this one is. 6 different drivers, but boy, Alex, 3 in a row, his 4th overall. You knew it happened early, but it still feels great, doesn't it?
I'll tell you, Chris, the guy's amazing. I said on your show at the beginning of the year on Fox, I said that this guy has a lot more in his tank, and I tell you what, he hasn't hit the ceiling yet.
Yeah, he's only 28. I believe it's his 5th year with you. What did you see in Alex Palou early that you said, this is our guy and we can win championships with him?
I'll tell you, Chris, he's just a hard worker on and off the track. He's always always after it. You know, he tied the championship up a few weeks ago, but he never gave up the will to win. And there's a lot to be said for that. The last 2 weeks, pushing into, you know, couldn't quite get it done, but I mean, that's a lot to be said for a guy like that. After he wins, to keep pushing.
No race team owner more successful in the first 35 years as you and your teams. Let's welcome in your driver, Alex Palou. The crew is here. Where is Alex? Alex coming. Oh, here he's coming on up. Alex, congratulations. Let me just talk about how what the challenge was, first of all, on finishing out the year, knowing that you captured the championship here, and we'll hand you that in just a moment. But the challenge, once you knew you had the championship, to still finish strong. I know you had a target of a certain number of wins, 8 outstanding, 13 podium finishes, also 700 laps led. Those are all your records during the year. We can't keep track of all of them, but congratulations.
Thank you. It's been an amazing season for us, for the 10 car, everybody at CGR and Honda that worked so hard to get this rocket ship. But I just had the pleasure to drive it, honestly. I just had the pleasure to be the driver of that number 10 DHL Honda car, to get so many wins and so many podiums this year. These last 2 races, even though we won the championship, we wanted to win so bad. I tried everything. I didn't really have that confidence today to go on that second lane, but yeah, we tried everything we could. Team did an amazing job on pit stops again and strategy, and can't wait for next year.
This was such a dominant season. You won right out of the box at St. Pete and dominated early. So what told you that, again, I have the championship stuff? And I guess the most recent one is always the sweetest, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, it is. But, I mean, when you walk at the shop at CGR, you can see that everybody, even though they've won, I think now 17 INDYCAR championships, everybody's like super hungry as if they've never won. So the work they put in, everybody, it's pretty insane, and that's why we're able to be here today.
Yeah, just 28 years old. You still got the record in sight, so you'll be able to add to that. In time for the championship ring, we have Jack Bruns from Jostens to present. This is what they do. If you want to step in front here, you two, and present that championship ring and get a photo of you've got plenty more. Oh, that's cool. It opens up. Can you see that? Show a tight shot of that for the people at home watching. Very nice. Well done. Jostens. All right. Good stuff. All right, you. That's right. And you got a lot more fingers, right? You can use a few more.
Keep on going, yeah.
All right, we want to present the championship trophy. If we can bring up the Astor Cup. You can hear me okay here. All right, want to make sure. Executive Vice President of Penske Entertainment, CEO Mark Miles, and also from NTT, Takashi Hiroe is here as well. Nice to see both of you, and you can actually present this to. I'll hold the mic. Sorry, these guys celebrate. These are the guys that are going to do the actual.
We've done this before.
Yeah, let's do it.
3 in a row, man.
Yeah.
Hiroe's son from NTT and I are
congratulations
to give you this trophy. So we hopefully don't drop the top.
Nope, don't do it.
All right, sterling silver. Your name will be etched, actually lasered in to this. Commissioned over 100 years ago. Your champion.
Alex Palou is officially the INDYCAR champion of 2025.
That was pretty heavy.
It is.
All right. Congrats to all of you. Thanks for a great season. All right, we appreciate it on Fox. And now, as we continue to celebrate, let's get some final thoughts. We'll head back up to Will and the guys in the booth. Will?
Chris, thank you so much. Townsend, James, what a year it has been. What a champion we have in Alex Palou.
And how quickly it has ripped on by, just like Joseph Newgarden ripping on by for his first win of the season. It seemed like a storybook finish for the Team Penske driver that has struggled so much to come to his hometown. A storybook finish in that he was the most dominant driver on ovals, yet he didn't have a single win. It went south at the Indy 500. It all came right today. And for Alex Palou, I mean, what do you say? Incredible season, dominant performance.
Yeah, incredible from that guy, that whole team all year long. Shout out to Louis Foster. He did end up taking the Rookie of the Year honor for RLL. That is an incredible achievement for him as well. And look, Chip said at the start of the year, he mentioned it, they were just scratching the surface with Palou. He proved himself right with that. My question is, can they actually improve the year that they've had? It's going to be tough, but you know this team is going to be trying for it.
Will, your first IndyCar season, what are your final thoughts?
I have loved every second. And at every race, Alex Palou has talked about the team effort that it takes to win a race and to win a championship. And I want to take the time now to thank everybody on the Fox team, the INDYCAR on Fox team behind the scenes for making this year what it has been. It has been an honor and a joy to share this season with you, and we cannot wait to be back in 2026. We've been saying it for some time, but all too often we look back in hindsight and say they were great, weren't they? We don't live in the moment and say they're great, aren't they? And what we have in this championship is a field of racers who are incredible and a champion who we should and we must and we do celebrate in the moment as one of the greatest of all time. Fewer than 100 starts, 4 titles. What can he do next? And who can mount the challenge against him in 2026? We'll see you next year for more INDYCAR on Fox.
What a season. What an absolute wonderful action. Let's wrap up then our coverage. JT, what have you made of the year?
An incredible year of INDYCAR, and well, if 2025 has anything to say about what we can see in 2026, it is going to be amazing. Starting off the season in St. Petersburg as usual, but what'll be different? NASCAR Truck Series. Will we see any INDYCAR drivers in that race? There has been whispers about it.
I'd certainly do it, wouldn't you? If they were them, I'd go. I know Hinch wants to do it as well. Well, my thanks to you, JT, and my thanks must also go to Jake Sanson, as well, to Tom, to Jackson, and of course to Omi, who stepped into the booth. Omi, you know, remember him? Yeah, remember him?
No.
Omi stepped into the booth a lot this season to help out during the difficulties. Well, that's it. One door closes. INDYCAR in 2025 has been completed. The most unpredictable race of the year was won by the most predictable man, and he's gone on an absolute domination. Alex Palou. What a championship. A 3-peat and a 4-time champion. We'll see you in 2026 with all the testing news and the first race at St. Petersburg in Florida. Thank you very much for your company this year. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.